Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Guna 101, Arsenal 101 watch along for Arsenal at the Emirates playing Fulham Premier League. Hope you're all well. Just wait for a few more people to come in. Just waiting for just waiting for a few more people. We'll be going live very shortly.
Over 10 years ago, in January.
Whoa, you got the matching white vest today.
Was in an Arsenal side that took the lead to Lauren.
Hold on, let me sort out the sound. Let me sort out the sound.
Steve Sidwell,
What's happening with this
and a winner from Bobby Zamora gave Fulham all 3 points. Fond memories, Bobby?
Yeah,
great night. Another great night. Hey, so what's up with? Okay.
How we doing? How we doing?
Yeah,
Okay, so
on mute. You got me checking out my bloody settings. Thinking, what's up with the speaker? You're the one.
No, it was me. It was me. I was just loading up some content. So first and foremost, let me pull up the team sheet. Ramsdale, White, Saliba, Gabriel, no Zinchenko, so Tierney takes over.
Okay.
No Thomas Partey, so El Neni takes over. Then the usual front four, Xhaka, Saka, Odegaard, Martinelli, Jesus, front five, I should say.
What's the word on party?
The word on Partey was a tight hamstring, a tight thigh, sorry. So here's the official from Arsenal. Alexander Zinchenko is left out as a precaution due to slight sprain to the left knee. Thomas Partey misses out due to a tight right thigh from Friday's training session. So there you have it.
El Neni's never really let us down, to be fair.
No.
But Thomas Partey is the big player in that position.
Yeah.
Well, you need to have strength in depth anyway. This is a test.
So I've got the team just walking out the tunnel now. Are you about the same?
Exactly the same.
Perfect.
Just walking out.
Okay. So look at the subs bench quickly. Matt Turner, Cedric, Tomiyasu, Holding. That's pretty much expected for defensive cover. Sambi, Vieira, Smith-Rowe, Marquinhos, and Nketiah. Now that gives me a little bit of a worry. I personally don't think that's a very strong bench. I mean, I'm happy with Nketiah, pretty happy with Smith-Rowe, but other than that, going forward, I'm not 100% convinced, and that is where I think strength in depth is going to be required. What's your thoughts, Nabil?
My only concern is the midfield cover, defensive midfield cover. I mean, when you look at everything else, I mean, I'll be interested to see what Marquinhos look like. I'll be interested to see what Vieira look like. The Conga's hot and cold. Sometimes he can be awful. Sometimes he can be promising. But there's Tomiyasu. But my concern is that the heart of the team, Xhaka and El Neni, Partey. That's my concern. That's my area. We're talking about wingers, and it's nice because you need cover for Martinelli, you need good cover for Saka, and you need to push them as well. But that is a key area for me. Losing Partey, losing Xhaka, any injuries like that, whatever. That's a worry for me. It's a worry.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy that I say this because I like El Neni, but Partey's a kind of different level, man. It's a different
That's
level.
why every time I get the option to say it, I always say the one player I think we could sell anybody, but the one player we can't afford to lose is Thomas Partey. Yeah. And we desperately need someone to cover that position. And to me, the only player that we've been linked with that can do what he does, to me, is Milinkovic-Savic.
Oh, is he a bit defensive as well, though?
Yeah,
a little bit strong as well. I don't know much
but
about him.
He can knock a pass. He can score a goal.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair with him, I don't really watch a lot of Italian football. His name's been ringing for a very long time. I've always saw him as a sort of centre midfielder, but not even like in a Xhaka role, but not like I've always seen him like a sort of Lampard type player, right or left centre midfield in a free, more attacking than anything else, but not a centre attack midfielder, not a playmaker. I don't know what he's really like, to be honest. But if he like you hit the nail on the head, the central midfielder I'm looking for is in the DNA of Partey and Vieira, someone who is absolutely no question solid and can protect the back line. But when it comes to passing, when it comes to progression, when it comes to moving forward, he's exquisite as well. He can be good as well. And that's what I like about Partey. That's what I like about Vieira.
Yeah. Just doing a minute's clap for, I don't know, who is it? A groundsman?
I don't
Looked like someone who worked at Arsenal who was potentially a groundsman, because I saw pictures of him.
There's a little bit of pressure on them, isn't there?
Steve Braddock. Okay.
Oh, I've heard of Steve Braddock. I've heard his name before. Yeah, this is a bit of pressure now. Everybody's won. Everybody's won, and everybody's won emphatically.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, in all honesty, they all had they all had games that they were supposed to win. Liverpool at home to Bournemouth, Man City at home to Palace. I mean, 2-0 at half time kind of flattered to deceive. But yeah, Liverpool did what they
Brighton are
did.
doing good. Brighton are doing good. They're level on points with us.
Yeah. Chelsea got away with a 2-1 win after being 2-1 down. What's up, Gary Stringer? Bench a little light up front. Yes, I agree. Fulham are going to kick us off. Welcome, Samuel Tompkins. He's a Leicester fan. Thanks a lot, Gary, for your comments. Okay, we're obviously a little bit behind Apollo in the live game because he's already called a corner.
Really?
Yeah.
Where's Apollo? Oh, he's at the game. Okay. Called a corner already. Jeez. All right.
That's a heavy press. That's a good press. So once again, as pretty much
I'm going to turn up my telly, so I'm going to put the...
Martinelli cutting down the left. Oh, it's not Martinelli, it's Xhaka. So Xhaka wins the corner. So we look like we're about 50 seconds behind Apollo because he put that in about 50 seconds ago. How come Zinchenko isn't playing? He has a slight knock. Short corner into the feet of Gabriel Jesus in the box. Defended by Fulham. Presses on though. Well done, Martinelli, forcing out a corner. Forcing out a throw into Fulham in their half. So they defended the corner quite well, but we've kept them locked into their half at the moment, waiting for them to take the throw in. Ball comes in. Out by foul there, ref. Come on. Like a push in the back on Jesus. Press is fast. And one back by Arsenal very quickly. Helpful ball from Ben White forward, but easy for the high line of Fulham. Ball runs through to the keeper. Big long ball from the left back of Fulham. Only finds Tierney. Goes out for a throw in to Fulham. Good feet, Saka. Ball back to Saliba. Comes out wide to Ben White. He's looking for penetrative ball for Gabriel. For Saka. Saka on the ball, moves into midfield. Nice and quick pass. First time there from Xhaka. That's what I like. Nice. Oh, unlucky. Fulham defender was dispossessed very quickly while gazing by Martin Odegaard. Tried to play a swift little between the players passing to the path of Saka, but just put a little bit too much on it. So once again, Fulham looking to find their way out from defence. And once again, just playing it straight into the path of Arsenal's defenders. So not really much going on. Mitrovic has just fouled Saliba. No foul given. Play on because Arsenal kept retention of the ball. Clearly, Mitrovic is going to be quite physical in this game, and it's going to be interesting to see how Saliba deals with that physicality. Arsenal moving the ball around nice. Oh, what? Never get another foul. This time by, is that Tosin? No, Andreas on Xhaka. Obviously, Fulham have been told getting hard, getting fast. Saliba on the ball. Nice football from Arsenal. Ball's in the hands of Xhaka. That's unusual. We don't normally see Xhaka dribbling, but he just had a nice little dribble. But then he plays the ball back to Saliba. Would have liked to have seen him try something a little bit more forward-minded. Martin Odegaard on the ball. Of course, he finds Saka going forward. Arsenal probing. Foul there on Jesus. That should be a yellow card by Ream on, sorry. Yeah, it was Ream on Jesus because he went right through the back. It was an awful tackle. Really was. That should have been a yellow card. So Gabby and Martin Odegaard are over the free kick. It's good 40 yards out from the goal. Played short to El Neni. Played out to... no, that's too much. That was a training ground move. Ball played to Xhaka, looking for the run of Martinelli, but he overplayed the pass. Goal kick to Fulham. Arsenal looking nice and bright, but clearly Fulham have been told getting hard. Goal kick being taken short by Fulham, by Bernd Leno, our former keeper. Apollo did say he thinks Bernd Leno's going to have one of his best games ever. Watch Leno have the game of his life. We're on the attack. Oh, nearly centrally interplayed between Saka and Jesus. Then Jesus. Tierney on the ball now. Jesus gets a touch, but from on the cross, but it goes wide. So again, goal kick. Fulham at this moment struggling to find any way of getting the ball into any decent areas for Mitrovic or any of their attacking players in possession of the ball. Ball's back at Leno's feet, and they're moving it around, trying to find a way out. Big long ball from the back. Good control, but again, well defended by Ben White. Out for a free kick, throw in to Fulham. Arsenal got to beware for their quick counters because obviously they're not getting a great deal of play. So they've got to be very careful. There's a little one-on-one in the box. Tierney had to defend there carefully. Mitrovic doing what Mitrovic does well, holding the ball and then bringing others into play. Ball found itself out to the right winger, and he found himself 1-on-1 against Tierney. But Tierney, disgusting throw there. Mitrovic literally just pushed Gabriel like he was a piece of... like he was nothing. The resulting corner from Tierney's tackle was kicked over the bar. Arsenal go long. Well controlled by Martinelli, is it? Tierney on the left. But he loses possession. And then he wins it back. But the ball goes out for a goal kick. I think that's where Tierney and Zinchenko differ, because in that position, I reckon Zinchenko doesn't try to make the cross. I think he pulls it back and then tries to find another player. It would have been a hopeful cross if he did get it in. I don't think there was anybody in a position who would have been dangerous at the time. Another massive long ball from the defence of Fulham, straight out of play in the Arsenal half. They literally can't find anything at the moment. Behave, Apollo. Apollo getting kittens. I don't know why. Ball played back to Leno in the Fulham goal. He's on the ball. He's going to have to go long. He goes long. He's aimed at Mitrovic. Mitrovic wins the first header ahead of Gabriel. But then Gabriel mops up the loose ball. And Arsenal start again from scratch, from defence. Move the ball nicely amongst them to create massive space for Saliba to move to the halfway line. Nice feet from Saliba. Nice ball out to Tierney. And then on again to Martinelli. Martinelli fronts up his man. He's got him all day. He's got him on toast. Gets the cross in. Just a little bit too long for Saka. Saka gets it. Ben White can keep it in. No. Yes. Yes, he can. Saka's on the ball in the box. Someone was had their hands up looking for a penalty, but that was not being given. Ball was cleared out. Saliba cleans up nicely. Ball back to Ramsdale. And Arsenal start again. Saliba on the ball. So Arsenal looking at nice interplay there. So it's quite clear that there are certain shapes that Arsenal have been working on. Ball played into a box from Tierney, but caught by Leno easily. Fulham again, trying to build from the back, but again, Arsenal press hard and they win a throw-in. No, it goes Fulham's way. But once again, the press is very good here from Arsenal. There was a little nudge on Saka in the box. Muted protest from Martin Odegaard. And you go Saka. Saka's in. It's laying it into Jesus. Edge of the box. Oof. Ball into the box was dangerous. Once again, Arsenal pressing really hard. Good footwork by Xhaka. Ball comes out wide. Nice from Odegaard into Saka. 3 men around Xhaka. Bang! Oh! How did he miss? Jesus literally put it on a plate for Granit Xhaka to score. And he missed the goal. That was great football from Arsenal. The cross from Odegaard, collected in the box nicely by Jesus. Jesus lays it on a plate for Xhaka. He just has to hit it into one of the corners. Admittedly, it was off the floor, but his technique got all wrong there. And as I said, he missed the opportunity. Last season, Granit Xhaka had 27 appearances, scored 1 goal. This season, he's had 4 appearances. He scored 1 goal. Bit of a tussle in the midfield there, but won by Fulham, but the ball only ends up with the Arsenal defence, and it's a goal kick to Arsenal. So, so far so good. Fulham defending for dear life at the moment, but Arsenal playing the ball around quite well. How you doing, Nabil?
Doing good.
Yeah. Have you been able to watch while you were away?
Yeah.
What's your thoughts,
I mean,
buddy? What's your thoughts so far?
I was walking home not too long ago, past a place, shisha place that was watching the Man City game.
Mm-hmm.
Had a little chin wag with the man in there, and he was saying, "Fulham ain't like Fulham before. Fulham are a different team now. They've obviously been promoted, but they're tough opposition, and it's going to be a difficult game." And I think, it's weird because we're dominating possession. Here we go again. But
Go on, Xhaka.
as you can see, they're very resolute.
Yeah. Good defending by the left back, but the ball comes back to Arsenal very quickly again. Arsenal still on the attack, moving the ball around nicely, going from one side. Tierney on the ball, tries to find player in the box. Well, don't lose it there.
So I'll tell you, Arsenal are such good ballers. They're such good football players, all of them, even Nani. But for me, it's that cutting edge, the killer instinct. I want them to be more ruthless.
Saka into my
Unlucky.
Odegaard. Oh, nearly found Tierney in space in the box.
All right, find someone.
Arsenal win the box back. Ball back again.
Ooh, Odegaard's been a bit.
Yeah, he's trying. Get it. Oh. Last-ditch effort tackle from Fulham, just denied effort from Martinelli. The ball ricocheted into the path of Martinelli. But as he was about to pull the trigger...
Good defending.
Good defending by the defender, yeah. He just gets his toe ahead of Martinelli. Corner to Arsenal, which Saka will take from the right-hand side.
Bad corner.
El Neni, so negative. How's that ended up back at the goalkeeper?
Good play.
Okay, Arsenal on the attack, playing good football, moving the ball nicely. Nothing rushed.
Odegaard is pulling the string.
Tierney out to Xhaka. Tierney, Xhaka. Back to Gabriel. Across to Saliba. Saliba moving into space. 1-2 with El Neni.
I want
See
more.
it.
I want this type of possession. Arsenal need to be more clinical. They need to be more ruthless because when you're up against teams like any of our rivals, if you don't put your chances away, they'll hurt you.
There we go.
A bit more
That's a great
quality
ball.
needed there.
Oh, unlucky.
More
That's
quality
all
needed.
into the box from Xhaka. Very, very adventurous, but yeah, it was a good try by Xhaka to try and lay it nice and early into the path of Jesus, but Brentford read it nicely. Fulham again struggling to get out of their own half, lose it very quickly in their own half, but they retain it via a throw-in. Notice that our Xhaka is playing way more forward balls than he ever used to do. You know how he used to be backwards, sideways. Now
It's interesting. It's interesting because poor old Xhaka, he played out of position pretty much his whole Arsenal career. This is his actual position. When he came in, I think he came
there
from
he goes
Schalke,
again. Oh,
or was it Gladbach? He came from a German club, and this is how he played
yeah,
in a free, in that sort of number 8 role, box to box midfielder.
yeah.
That's his actual role. But we stuck him in a bit more
Look at him
defensive.
pushing. Look at him pressing. Look at Xhaka press. Go, Xhaka. Oh,
Yeah, he because he's strong, can tackle. We played him in a defensive role, but he's not a defensive midfielder, and
yeah.
you've got to feed it for him because when he made mistakes and everybody's on his back, he's playing that position. He was known. We're not, the best Granit Xhaka you can think of is in the World Cup for Switzerland. You almost got player of the
Arsenal win it
tournament.
back. Odegaard plays it, looking for the run of Jesus. Goes perfectly to Jesus. Fill the box now. Fill the box. Jesus finds Saka in space.
Oh,
Just on the edge. Literally
my
was just about to
word!
pull the trigger.
Nipped it off
Last
his
minute
toe.
defending. That's great football. That is
It is.
great
It's
football.
intricate. Right, he nicked it off his toe, bruv.
Right at the point where he was just about to poke it in. Such a good move by Arsenal, though. That's great football by Arsenal.
I don't think Saka was expecting it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Odegaard's gonna pass, isn't he? He's always gonna pass. He's that guy.
Yeah.
He's always. Can I assist you?
If Saka wants a 1-2, he's going to hit that first time with minimum backlift. I don't think he's that sort of player. I think you'll get that.
I mean, Odegaard was entitled to a shot there, to be honest himself. So, but he's looking. Yeah. He's always looking for that pass, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Good passing. Oh, Xhaka loses the ball, but look at that press by Xhaka to get it back. Oh, I thought he won that. Was it Xhaka or was it Martinelli? It was Martinelli, sorry. Yeah, he gets the ball. Player falls down. Did he get a kick or was he just feigning it? So Fulham won a free kick, 40 yards out. Arsenal have a high line outside the box. Obviously, they'll be looking for something from Mitrovic at this kind of stage. He's not been able to get anything so far. His touches have been relegated to nothing. It's way too far out for a shot. I mean, if he does, Ramsdale's got to be pretty confident he can. Yeah, it's played short. A line. Ramsdale did well. Picked it out of the air. Lovely. Let's get out. Quick distribution. Ramsdale's done it again. It's distribution sometimes just... What's happened there? Has he knocked the player out with the distribution? So we saw this last week, right, Nabil? Ramsdale trying to clear the ball and hitting a player right 2-3 yards in front of him.
Oh, the right player to hit though. So let's hope he's a little bit dizzy.
Yeah, but if the ball rebounds into the back of the net,
oh yeah,
because that's what could happen.
oh
It
yeah,
literally could have gone anywhere.
yeah.
The first game Sunday, September 11th at Manchester City, live on Sky Sports Football from 6:30. Very much trailblazers for the women's game.
He took out Mitrovic, says Gary Stringer. Apollo says we're just serving one pass too many. So it's a drop ball. Arsenal cameramen seem to be a little... Sky cameramen seem to be a little bit besotted by the ladies who are in the stand.
That's what I was thinking. Getting a bit woozy, dizzy.
So Fulham have a throw on the halfway line on the left-hand side, headed on by Mitrovic. Look at that reading by Saliba. Oh. That's a great ball out from Odegaard into the path of Tierney. Go on, Tierney, take him on. But you don't play it at his feet.
I feel like we are missing Zinchenko though, because he provides a lot more than Tierney.
Zinchenko. I mean, people who think that Tierney's better than Zinchenko just don't understand.
No chance. No chance.
Not even close, is it?
No, absolutely no chance. Absolutely, and that's the thing. Kieran Tierney is good, and I like Kieran Tierney, but you get way more with Zinchenko.
Yeah.
Right where he is just now, or where he was just now, you get so much more from Zinchenko because he's a midfielder as well. He can play in midfield. You get way too much from him.
Great. Here he is again in that Zinchenko position.
His passing, his crossing, the way he encourages good play.
Yeah.
He gives the players around him to build up well because he's skillful, got good technique. This guy is safe, which is fine, but not for me, mate.
Good ball into the feet of Jesus. Xhaka on the ball, into Martinelli. Back to Jesus. Oh, header in the area back from Saka, but wasn't able to find Martin Odegaard. Big clearance, easily fielded by Saliba. Oh. Jesus coming out with a few fancy moves there.
Yeah, after the 27 minutes and hardly any action in our box from Fulham, I expect to be 1 or 2-0 up by now. Right, this is where I've got a little problem.
Well, they're defending in
numbers. Yeah, I mean we got to learn to. We got to learn. I want us to start. Okay, go on.
Yeah, they've resisted our attacks with some pretty last-minute tackling. I mean, I remember this game resembles Wolves last year at home, where Arsenal were peppering Wolves, and it weren't till the last 5 minutes of the game that we scored the 2 goals to win it.
Okay.
So that's how football is sometimes. You can have all that possession, you can create opportunities, but if the defending is stout, then it looks like this. Ball into the box. Ooh, who took that corner? That hit the crossbar, Martinelli. He went for goal. He went for goal. Apollo says, Jesus delights the home supporters with a bit of trickery near the halfway line, and seconds later he's running in behind the Fulham defence. He never stops. Gary Stringer says, we haven't really looked like we want to score, if that makes sense. I wouldn't say that, Gary. I wouldn't say that at all. I think, here we go again. Fulham have just been literally nicking it off our toes at the last ditch when we have created some really good opportunities. Fulham on the attack now for the first time. Ball into the box. Aimed at Mitrovic. Defended well. Goes for a goal kick. Kick out from Ramsdale. Mitrovic controls it centrally, gets past El Neni, bumps off Martinelli, but Arsenal win possession, no foul given. Did look a bit like a foul. Jesus on the attack. There's a foul. Right on the edge of the area, just to the left of the box. Foul on Jesus, who was toe tapping around his defender.
God almighty, it's still only 30 minutes. This has been dragging on, I'm afraid. It's not been interesting. Sorry.
And a wasteful free kick from Martinelli, I've been told. We are trying to walk the ball in, as Gary Stringer says. Yeah, I mean, you know what? We've played football like this for a long time. We don't have a player who is capable of hitting it on target regularly from sort of 25, 30 yards. So you kind of have to always be looking.
Give me a break. That's awful.
Terrible. Yeah,
Come
terrible
on,
from Martinelli. Apollo did mention it in the chat a bit earlier. Very wasteful.
Yeah.
So Bernd Leno looking to kick the ball out. It goes long in the direction of Mitrovic, but Saliba wins the initial header. Arsenal win it back.
Honestly, I'm supposed to be at an event, and it's a nice hot day, and I said I'm going to stay and watch Arsenal. I'll tell you, if they don't start pulling their socks up, I might not watch the second half. Go on, you got to put this away. If you don't put this away,
go on, must
God
be.
Almighty!
Oh, great save, Leno.
Tierney, I wouldn't hit that.
Yeah, why Tierney? See, Zinchenko, he's going to find someone. Saka should score there. Do you think so?
Definitely.
Does all the work.
This is my thing about the three forwards. When it shouldn't just be Jesus. I mean, yes, he's going to be the main man, but Martinelli and Saka have to be more clinical. They have to score more. They have to take. When I look at the stats, I want to see a lot of shots. I want to see a lot of key passes. This is a forward line.
6 shots to 3. I don't remember Fulham having 3 shots, to be honest. We've only had 1 on target.
Nice ball by Martinelli. Unlucky. I mean, Odegaard. Yeah, I expect. I mean, and this is the reason why when you hear about us in the market for a winger, I'm all for it because I like these players. They're top players, but they need someone to come in and show them that a wing forward has got to have cutting edge. You know, you're not playing midfield. You're not playing right or left midfield. You're playing right wing forwards.
Yeah, Pedro Neto.
You got to score. You got to score.
You want Pedro Neto?
if I'm
Press is
honest,
good.
he's nice. He's nice. If I'm honest, I'll take anybody who can challenge Martinelli and Saka, push them or take their place.
Ball
You know,
played long. Right, goes straight to the arms of Ramsdale.
I don't know what happened with Asensio because I thought he's
old.
How old is
Gabriel,
Asensio?
don't mess around there. Don't mess around there,
Asensio?
mate.
How can he be old?
No, you know what? He's one of them that's just been around for the longest time.
As a kid and not broken through.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's played a lot of football for Real Madrid. I mean, listen, I think he's got 4 Champions Leagues.
Yeah. I think
so.
Yeah,
you don't have 4 Champions League and be a young pup.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a yellow card. That must be. How's he allowed to do that?
I'm not sure if I'm going to watch this second half, mate. I'm telling you, this is dross. But I got to say it, though. I hate when teams just part the bus. Do you know what I mean? They just kill the game.
And this is where you need a Party, because Party can deliver you a ball through lines. You're not getting anything from El Neni.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's stopping everything, but he's not delivering anything.
Yeah.
You know, the ball goes quicker when Party's in there.
Yeah.
You know, look at the ball now. Yeah, El Neni. Where's he gonna look? Where's he gonna look? He looks sideways. Yeah. You know, you've got to be the guy to find the pass. You're the midfielder. You're not the defender. Now, yes, you're playing a defensive midfielder role, but you know that's where you've got to. Oh, that's bad tackle. Ben White, you could be booked. Yeah, thought so. That's a bad tackle. Didn't need to do that at all.
I don't blame Ben White. I blame Saka. It's a bit of an unfortunate bounce for him, but he's put his team under pressure there.
So Ben White's on a yellow card. Totally unnecessarily. Free kick to Fulham. Just struggling to get this out. Ball. Chest that ball down, Tierney.
Come on, and what a goal before half time. Yeah, this is typical Arsenal.
Oh,
they
look,
might
Tierney
get hit
gives the ball away. It's like he's playing in a different team.
That's a good touch. That is a good touch, number 7.
That's a great touch from 7. Taking on Ben White.
Oh, I'd be upset with that. All that work for that. I'd be so upset with that.
Oh, dear.
Look at his touch. Ooh, that is lovely. That was beautiful. Oh, come on, Arsenal. I think it might as well be a little bit of pressure in the back of their minds because everybody's delivered.
Well, no, I think you know what it is. I think it's the change of personnel has affected the entire. Yeah, because look at it. Yeah, Zinchenko was pulling all sorts of strings before in the last 3 games. Yeah, now you got Tierney. It's pretty much like it's like chalk and cheese. You're just not getting the same. And then you look at Party. And you go, well, what does Party do that El Neni can't? Well, clearly, El Neni can't get in a position and affect the game the way Party does.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, he gets things going from deep. Party gets things going from deep. He might not provide the assist, but he provides that third pass.
Exactly.
That key pass. Yeah. Take him on. Come on.
Oh, gee, see, once again, knocking on the door.
Come on. He can't get out of the way.
He can't, but he does run over him. It is a foul.
He can't get out of the way.
He can't, but it is a foul. It is a foul. It's one of them fouls, and I know what that feels like. I know exactly how that feels. You're running, and you couldn't get out of the way, but there's no doubt it's a foul. So bearing in mind that all of our neighbours have won today, this is a game 2 or 3-0 would be good. But right now, Arsenal struggling to break down a resilient Fulham. Fulham's free kick goes straight to Ramsdale, who feeds Saka, goes past his man, and we're on the attack.
Come on. Arsenal off the ball today, man. I think I'll be gone after half time. I watched this. This is a match of the day type.
You get frustrated too easy.
This is a match of the day type game.
Uh,
Come on, mate. You've got them at your mercy. We've had all the possession, all the run. Come on, work it out.
See, if you had Zinchenko, you'd have another midfielder able to open up the defence.
That's what he brings. He's like another midfielder. He's like in a Thomas Partey sort of role.
Give it! Oh, bloody hell, Gabriel. Why didn't you give it to Tierney? I just don't get it. Sometimes it just seems like the obvious ball is too obvious from where we're sitting in it. Finally gets to Tierney. Back to Gabriel. So lots of possession by Arsenal, 40 minutes into the game. We have controlled the game well. We've created a lot of opportunities, but we've not actually managed to get the shot off because Fulham's defending has been quite resolute. Arsenal again on the ball at the moment, just moving it around. Where are you, El Neni? This is where El Neni has to do the work. Yeah, I'm doing nothing by just dancing around in the middle of the pitch and not giving myself as an option. Nice. Okay. Pass. See, and then he couldn't pass the ball around the corner there. He don't have that capability, Partey drops his shoulder, passes around the corner, boom, somebody's in. Okay, Arsenal working it down the left flank. Saka in the box. Being hounded. Pass it. Does well to keep his balance. Oh, that's a foul there, ref. What the hell? How's that not a foul? Great tackle. Great tackle. Odegaard needs to be a little bit stronger there, but that's still a foul. Well done, Saliba. Defended well. Kicks the ball off the defender and wins an instant goal kick. Move it, move it. Go on, push, push. Push the ball. Finally, and then he moves the ball forward. Tierney finds Martinelli. Oh, offside was it? No, that was Xhaka offside. Seems that we've lost Nabil. So there's a 3 minutes left. Well done, Saliba. Oh, that's a yellow card, surely. That's got to be a yellow card. So, confrontation takes place between the foul maker for Fulham, Rafina, and Gabriel Jesus. Jesus getting angry because of the physicality of the challenge. Referee's now drawn the 2 players, but it's clear. Yellow card for Palhinha, yellow card for Jesus. Okay, also attacking down the left flank, crossing from Tierney. Gabriel Jesus was going for the overhead kick, but the ball was intercepted, so he ends up on his butt. But it's gone out for a corner to Arsenal, which Martinelli will take. He's got Martin Odegaard short. Odegaard plays it to El Neni. El Neni crosses it in. Put in a dangerous area. Throw into Arsenal. Hoofed away by Fulham, but only easily collected by Saliba, who plays it to Tierney. But Miel Xhaka is running around some parts of the pitch at the moment, I'm telling you. High foot from Odegaard, free kick to Fulham. Tell you what, just looking at Xhaka's positioning and some of the runs he's making runs into areas of the pitch that I've never seen him make before. So whistle's gone for half time. Good half. Lots of pressure from Arsenal, but look, you can't always end up with loads of goals when a team defends the way that Fulham have done. The refereeing has been poor, Gary. I agree. Saliba, strong as you like. I agree with that. Apollo is saying that you've got to take Saka off. Gary, are you really that disenchanted by what you've seen? I'm pretty certain this second half, if we can step on the gas a level, that we will get a goal, at least one, possibly 2. This is an honest comment here. Let's be honest. The 2 that have come in have shown how good the 2 that are out really are. Absolutely. I mean, the moves that Zinchenko and the things that Zinchenko offers, Tierney can't offer those. He just simply can't. And then El Neni, he's just a water carrier for me. I mean, I like the guy. He gives 100%. He occasionally gets a thunderbuster of a goal. I saw in training this week. They put together a compilation of some of his highlight shots in training. He clearly can hit the ball, but to me, it looks like he doesn't hit it accurately enough, sufficiently to be confident to try and take those shots more often. Gary says, poor first half, performance poor ref. This isn't the game where you walk the ball in. Let's get some shots going. Yeah, as I said, I think, you can try to get shots off, but it requires people like El Neni to put himself in a position to get shots off. It requires players like Xhaka, who we know can hit a ball to get himself into those types of positions. You have to train to create those spaces, because otherwise what you're doing is you're training to deliver the ball into a channel for a striker. Training to take the ball and take a shot from 20, 25 yards requires a different kind of set of training regime. But, look, I've yet to see anybody with a decent sight of goal from that kind of range. I really don't think Elneny is offering us anything right now. Who just said, CJ, how you doing, CJ? I hope you're well. Thanks for joining us. You would take Saka off. The problem is, who do you put on? Because you're basically saying, if you're going to put Marquinhos on, is he ready for this kind of game? He's had literally no experience at this level. He's looked good in pre-season. He's looked good at under 21. But he's got no experience at this level. He's very young. Can you afford to take that kind of risk? And that's why our bench is weak. Right now, the fact that you lost Pepe, Reece Nelson is injured, as we know. He has come back, but he's not ready to come into the fold yet. Means that our bench is weak in that department. Fabio Vieira, to me, doesn't operate as a winger. He looks nothing like a winger to me. Based on the game I saw him playing the under-21s, he looks nothing like a winger. Smith Rowe can come in, I agree. Where do you put him? Do you put him in front instead of Xhaka? Because that creates, to me, more dynamism in terms of somebody who can open up the game and potentially score a goal, or open up with his runs space for someone else to get a goal. And so CJ, yes, Smith Rowe would be the good option. Smith Rowe for Xhaka. I mean, Xhaka hasn't had a bad half. It's just, he's by far not the worst, but he's by far not the best. Fulham has done nothing. We need better wing play. Yeah, we do. I mean, Saka and Martinelli so far have delivered very little. And when you consider we've had 6 or 7 shots and only one has been on target, and that's really a bit of a telling damnation on our capabilities. And showing the replays, Xhaka's shot, which should have been a goal, is perfectly set up for him by Jesus. Showing all the Arsenal chances. The one where Saka was just, Martinelli was just about to put it in and it was taken off his toes. Another opportunity. Saka comes down the flank, plays it in. Odegaard to Saka again, and again the player takes it off his toes just as he's about to shoot. Jesus put in there by Martinelli again. Saka hits the ball at Leno. He should have scored there. I think this is going to take a moment of magic. It's going to take something fantastic. Xhaka, Martinelli, and Saka should be subbed. But look at what you're going to replace them with, Victor. Welcome, by the way, Victor. Welcome, KS. Victor, look at what you're going to replace them with. You're basically saying, take off Xhaka, Martinelli, and Saka. So that would indicate bringing on Smith Rowe, Fabio Vieira, and Marquinhos. The last two, I'm telling you now, they ain't ready for this. I'd give Marquinhos some minutes if Arsenal go ahead. If we're 2-0 up, I'd give Marquinhos some minutes. Fabio Vieira, unless he's been really super impressive in training, I saw nothing in his game at under 21 level. And don't forget, he had no preseason. He was injured. He had a boot on for preseason. Yeah, he had no preseason. He played nothing. His only game has been an under 21 game where he failed to impress as a right winger. Did nothing. Absolutely did nothing. Now, yes, I've seen that he's got eyes for passes. His best position to me would be in a like Odegaard Xhaka role, just behind the front three. But is he ready to take on that role right now? Hell no, not to me. Not strong enough. Not experienced enough. And that's where we need players. You know, if we're able to go out and get Wilfred Zaha, that's where his presence in our squad becomes important, because you know you could play Zaha, sub him with Martinelli. You know, you can play him up front, move Jesus to the left. So many options, but literally our bench right now is not good enough. It's just not good enough. Just too many youngsters. I feel this just proves Arsenal need 2 or 3 more players in before the end of the window to secure better depth and to help sustain a good push this season. Perfectly worded, CJ. I totally agree. But see the setup Jesus set for Xhaka. That's a goal any day. Absolutely, Victor. You know, he played that perfectly for Xhaka. He just has to put it in one of the corners. But you know, Xhaka doing Xhaka things. You know, he scores one week and then the next week he misses a sitter. So, you know, it is what it is. Guys, I'm about to go and get a drink. Just going to give you this. Look at that stat. Be back in a sec. Okay, so I'm back. Got myself a top up. Got a little munchie. Saka's chance was the easiest. He just had to chip it high enough over Leno. Not sure if it was the easiest. I think Xhaka's was easier. But hey. But look at those statistics for Zinchenko. Wins 79 appearances, 69 wins. Highest in Premiership history. Guys, what's your feelings on the new Jamaica-inspired kit? Are you loving it, loving it, loving it? If Xhaka took that shot with his right foot, then that kind of explains it. But, you know, in this day and age, it doesn't matter which foot you take it with. You're supposed to put it on target at that point. You know, we can't excuse a player not being able to shoot accurately with the other foot. You know, 120 grand a week and you can't shoot from 6 yards out with your right foot. So those of you in the chat who wants to see this, Wilf. Belgian Grand Prix tomorrow. No doubt Apollo will be locked in for that. Gary says he likes that very much. So the Arsenal ladies are on the pitch. What they've got to say for themselves.
Okay, but the goal won't come. Patience, the key word.
Yeah, I think so. Obviously, I have faith in the boys, but yeah, a little bit of extra quality in front of goal would be grand.
And after an unforgettable summer for the Lionesses, how optimistic are you about the momentum you built being carried into this new WSL season?
Yeah, I think we've seen over the summer that people want to watch our game. They want to come to the game. We just need to make sure that we put on as a fan, as an experience. North London Derby will be doing that again. So I hope that people buy into it and they want to come.
For your time.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
As Lee Williamson was saying, is patience the key for Arsenal in the second half?
Boys are back out.
I mean, like we said, they've had 74% possessions. It's going to be fatigue coming in at Fulham at some part, but they've had opportunities. They've just got to be a bit more.
Arsenal with 74% possession. Mitrovic has looked quiet all game. He's been marshalled really well by the Arsenal defenders. In the modern day, it's a crime if a player isn't two-footed. It's a crime. You only have to play them. I mean, literally, scouting reports, yeah, for 7-year-olds. Can the player play with both feet? Scouting reports, 7-year-olds, yeah. I know because my son's got 3 players that he's played with. My son's 9. From the age of 7 when he started playing, he's had players around him who've been playing for Chelsea and Fulham, which are my 2 local teams. So at 7-year-old, you have to be able to play for 2 with both feet to be looked at by an academy. Arsenal on the attack, ball with Saka. Why does El Neni position himself right next to the Fulham player? Good ball by Saliba to Saka. See, another thing is Ben White doesn't give you anything offensively. Right now, I'd rather have Cedric. Just think, actually, I mean, Tomiyasu or Cedric. You know, a game that's one-sided as this, we need an extra player up to help support and offer something. Ben White not doing anything to support Saka and create more space down that right-hand flank. I'd bring on Cedric or Tomiyasu for Ben White at this stage. Really? Accidental foul by Saliba on Mitrovic. Didn't quite seem like a a foul. I barely saw the contact. It's showing me Mitrovic touch map. He's literally had so few touches. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 or 17 touches. He's gone down heavily from what looks like a quite innocuous. I mean, Saliba didn't get touched tight on him, but what he did was he marshalled up to him and then he put his hand on Mitrovic to, make him aware that, there's a player there. But it looks like he maybe takes a little nick off the heel, on the heel. And for some reason, Mitrovic has gone down like a sack of potatoes. He's a big boy. He'll be all right. Gary says modern day. Xhaka ain't modern day. Unfortunately, he is modern day football. There's no excuse, Gary. Great ball by Ben White into the feet of Odegaard. We're on the attack again. Xhaka can't beat his man though. That's good defending by Robinson. He looks a good player. Left back. All into the box. Oh, unlucky. Then a save from the header from Martinelli. Victor says, I love our new system of play with two centre-backs. When we're going forward, giving chances to Xhaka to even move forward. This is a Liverpool style of play. Yeah. I mean, right now, Victor, I think, El Neni just isn't offering anything. Just not offering us anything. That goes down as an attempt on goal by Fulham. Ball was crossed in. Tierney got under the ball and allowed the Fulham defender behind him to actually win the header, but it went over the goal. What are you? Get Beth Mead on. Ouch. Yeah, thank you. Yellow card for Robinson for the foul. So now Robinson's on a yellow card. Saka needs to destroy him. So this is where, Saka really needs to just rinse him for fun. Because he can't go in heavy-handed any longer. Free kick to Arsenal, which Martin Odegaard's going to take on the right-hand side of Arsenal's. Fulham's left. Ball comes into the box. Shot by Martinelli is blocked. Fulham have got numbers up for a. There's a 2-on-2. Well defended, Martin Odegaard. But then he gives it away. And then the shot from Mitrovic is miles over. Whoops. They just showed the highlight of Kebano, the attacker who was in that last breakout with the air shot or the air cross, whichever he was attempting. Come on, Arsenal. Let's work a little bit quicker. We need to up the pace now. Don't think we look disjointed. Well, I say that, we just played a ball into absolutely no man's land. The two crosses have just gone into the box, both being defended well by Leno. Odegaard's with the first shot, well saved by Leno. Lots of swerve on the ball, and then the corresponding cross into the box from Arsenal was also picked up by Leno. Jesus on the attack, numbers up. Must be. Oh! Leno's having a blinder. Fans are roaring, says Apollo. Great play. Great pass back from Granit Xhaka into the path of Jesus. He opens his body up, but Leno read it well. Arsenal pressing for that goal. Just seems to be something missing. I just can't see why. Oh, long ball by Gabriel into the path. Just well defended by Fulham. Fulham now on the attack. Arsenal need to be careful here. Fulham have got numbers up and more coming. It was clear they were looking to take advantage of Mitrovic there. Looks like Ben White did well to marshal him away from the ball, so he didn't get anywhere near getting his head on that ball. Because we know what he can do with a header. Fulham have scored. What the hell? What the hell was Gabriel doing? What was Gabriel doing? What an absolute joke. Unbelievable. Absolutely ridiculous. Ball comes across the area. Gabriel, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he is doing. Unbelievable. I'm speechless. I'm speechless. Absolute calamitous by Gabriel. Too slow. The ball is being moved around too slow. It's almost at walking pace. Foul on Martinelli by Mitrovic. Ben White's passing is just not good enough. Finish Saka. All right, got to find somebody. No, does a 360 and runs into nobody. Loses the ball. Time. Look up. Ball with Elneny. Terrible ball from Tierney to Martinelli. Didn't give him a chance. So Arsenal making their first change. Eddie Nketiah's coming on. It'll be interested to see who he brings in, who he takes off. So Arsenal with 30 minutes to change this around now. Eddie coming on. Well, he's lost it again. Saka's lost that ball. He's just not having a good time today. He's just not having a good time today. Literally. For the how many game on the trot is Saka just going to carry on playing? Eddie's coming on for Kieran Tierney. So we're sacrificing a left back for a striker. It's 3 at the back, 3-5-2, as Apollo says. Saka will probably score the equaliser, but he doesn't deserve to be on the pitch right now, to me. Oh, Odegaard tried to play in Saka, but the ball just was intercepted by Robinson. Odegaard wins the ball back. Great ball. Oh, into Eddie. Not there, Martinelli. Arsenal peppering the Fulham goal. Eddie straight into the action, yep. This reminds me a bit this morning of Man City in Fulham, where Man City were just peppering Crystal Palace, and Crystal Palace just scored 2 goals. It was like, wow, you didn't see that coming. Oh, Nenny, you've got to be more forward thinking. Find a forward pass, thank you. So, for those who are not aware of it, ball comes out to the flank. Ben White back into Saliba. El Neni back to Saliba. Saliba's passed to Nketiah. Or is it Saka? And a goal from Odegaard. Let's get in there, boys. It's difficult to see who that was to. It was Saka. So Saliba to Saka. Saka plays the ball into Odegaard. Odegaard's shot goes through the player's legs, but as it goes, it kind of diverts into the corner away from Leno, and it's a goal. So, come on, Arsenal! 64th minute or 63rd minute. Let's go and get a couple more now. Let's see what we got. That's our first shot from the edge of the area today. It wasn't even the edge of the area. I think he was in the box. Nothing silly, Ramsdale. That's good. Good defending from Gabby. Goal kick to Arsenal. Seemed like an overload there on Gabby. There was two Fulham players against him. De Cordova and Tete were both in an area where I really don't know how Gabriel Martinelli wins that. It's gone out for a corner, actually. It's been given as a corner. But still, defending was good because, in all honesty, that was an overload which shouldn't have happened. Corner in. Great save. Great save from Ramsdale. What a save. Point blank from Mitrovic. Corner comes in. Mitrovic all over his man, which is Jesus. I mean, why is Jesus marking Mitrovic? Why is Jesus marking Mitrovic? Madness. Absolute stupidity. Great save. Corresponding shot by De Cordova was blocked. But there's absolutely no way that Mitrovic should be getting in a header over Gabriel Jesus. It's mad. Yeah. Someone, Arteta is telling someone to switch wings. What's going on? Fulham have got a throw-in the Arsenal half. So we're on 67 minutes. Still 20 minutes to go. Fulham look like they're making a substitution. Mitrovic wins another header, but he gets it well over the bar. The difference is Partey. Hello, Moses. Hope you're well, buddy. The difference is Moses, his party always opens himself to free the defenders. Yeah, you know, look at the drop off. The drop off with Partey and Zinchenko out of the team is immense. It's immense. I mean, you know, you could imagine if Zinchenko and Partey are in this team right now, we're 4-5-0 up. You know, and then he offers you nothing. You've got to move the ball faster, boys. Oh, Odegaard loses it. Mitrovic is a pain in the arse because he's literally just using his body. Foul on Jesus. He's used his body so well, Mitrovic, against Gabriel as the ball came across. A little bit of afters going on now. Yellow card comes out to De Cordova. These F-bombs are coming over. Bobby De Cordova Reed. Not happy with the way he's been treated. So he gets a yellow card. Okay, so 20 minutes to go and find a winner. I'm sure it's going to come, but we need to be moving the ball quicker. El Neni, look forward. Jesus Christ. It's just too negative. Martinelli's come across. Saka's gone left. Saka can cover that left back role. So Martinelli's come over to the right. Saka's on the left now. Throw into Fulham. Mitrovic would win everything if you fight at him. It just nobody wins anything around him. Yeah, definitely Saka covering that left back role. Should be interesting to see Martinelli versus Robinson because, as I said earlier, Robinson is on the yellow card, and Saka, to be honest, did not run at him. Did not give him anything. Nice feet from Saliba. Plays the ball out lovely to Saka. Saka into the feet. Nice. Control it, Ben White. Gabriel, sorry. Ricocheting in the box. Fulham heading it out. Odegaard on the edge. Gabriel. No. Oh. Saka loses the ball. He's having a mare. He's got to do better there. Odegaard out to Gabriel. Go on, run at him. Run at him. Nah, yeah, too easy for that player. Go on, he's on it again. And the shot comes in, but it's too close to Leno. They've got to take Saka off. But no, you can't. you haven't got anybody to place in that position right now, unless, well, Cedric. Arsenal need to up the pace of this game. They really do. This last 20 minutes, just taking a little bit too long to create the opportunities. Oh, what were you doing, El Neni? And then Ben White. What the hell? Okay, 10 out. It's a foul on Nketiah. In the central position, just off the halfway line. Like El Neni's body position is all wrong. He's receiving the ball facing his own goal all the time. You know, when he could be facing, like, turned at an angle where he can be looking to see what's there. Ball played long. Gabriel. Well played, Gabriel. Nketiah with the ball. Plays it into El Neni. Granit Xhaka. He gets tackled. $75 minutes, 15 minutes to go, plus injury time. Well played, Ben White. That's a good ball. Go on, Eddie. All the way, Eddie. Take him on. That's it. Oh, that's unlucky by Eddie. Got into the box. Got into a shooting position. Did really well there. He could have looked up. He might have seen Saka was probably a better option. Striker's going to shoot. Love the way Eddie plays. Eddie Nketiah has been fantastic. Good ball, Eddie. Go on, Saka. Roast him, roast him. Gets the corner. So corner is now going to be taken by Gabriel Martinelli. Bookends are in. Saliba, Gabriel, Ben White. Too close to the keeper. He takes that easily. Gabby, got to work on that. Cannot be playing that there. Nice feet from Odegaard. Great ball out to Martinelli, who's now come back onto the left flank. Nice ball to Xhaka. That go out? Yes, it did. It's a corner to Arsenal. So Martinelli with another opportunity. This time plays it short. Oh, what are you doing, lad? What the hell? Martinelli needs to be taken off. He's having a mare. I thought Saka's having a mare, but Gabby is like overhitting every cross right now. Fulham making another substitution. Are they making 2 substitutions? Yep, they're making 2 substitutions. So both Martinelli and Saka have been woeful today, yeah. KS got it right. Martinelli, your crossing is beyond awful. It's got to replace one of them, yeah. Respect up to Luis Boamorte, Portuguese international who played for Arsenal. On the Fulham coaching team. Ball kicked out by Leno. Xhaka winning his header. Nice one, Xhaka. Play on. That's what I'm saying. 2 good intercepts. Give it to El Neni. And now El Neni looks forward. Go on. Go forward. Push forward. Gabriel finds Martinelli. Martinelli finds El Neni. El Neni goes backwards to Saliba. To Gabriel. Go on, Eddie. Oh, he's lost control at the most decisive moment. He was 1-on-1 with the keeper, but he lost the ball as he was going through. No. Movement. Too much there, Ben. And he's too much there. Okay. Now you've got to win that. No. Okay. Last 10 minutes. Arsenal pressing hard now. Saka's gone back on the right wing. Roast him. He's on a yellow. Goes back to El Neni. El Neni to Xhaka. Xhaka to Gabriel. Back to Xhaka. Back to El Neni. No one can find a forward pass here. Okay, to Martin Odegaard. Odegaard will open it up. That's a great ball. Gabriel into Gabriel. Oh! Side-footed by Eddie Nketiah. Goes straight into the hands of Leno. Literally just great football by Arsenal. Great ball by Gabriel to Magalhaes to Martinelli. Martinelli delivers a pinpoint cross for Nketiah, but his first time shot goes straight into the hands of Leno. Well, one back by Nketiah. Turn out. Who's helping? Good. Well done, Nketiah. Odegaard on the ball. He's looking for options. Oh, Eddie Nketiah, what happened there? There was his chance. The ball was put perfectly. Again, 1-on-1 with the keeper. Arsenal are getting the chances. We're just unable to get this past the keeper. Martin Odegaard is opening their defence with some beautiful passes. Go on, play him. Out ball to Martinelli. It's gone for a corner. Off the head of Tosi. Don't think that was the right thing anyway to do, because I don't think that was... It wasn't going towards the goal. Maybe. Okay, so another corner for Arsenal. Big boys are in. The ball, Eddie, for fuck's sake. Eddie's been a difference. So unlucky, Eddie. Great move. Eddie is my man of the match. Really? Just needs to cap it with a goal. Oh, Martinelli again. These crosses are ridiculous. He's literally making them bread and butter for Leno. It's like they practice this in. How are you doing this? Yeah, that should have been a header. It was a terrific ball in by Odegaard. Eddie could have headed it, but he decided to bring it down. The minute he brings it down, gives the opportunity for the defender. Martinelli in the box. Oh, why is he not finding a player? Why is he not finding a player there? Martinelli is having a nightmare. Okay, this has got to be his last corner if it goes to Leno. Goal, Jesus. Gabriel Magalhaes. Oh, mate. Wow. VAR, though. VAR. Oh. Apollo's in the ground, so he's going to let us know straight away, I think. But VAR are looking at this. Possible handball, he says. Goal stands. Excellent. That was all. That was literally just get something on that, it will go in. Just get something on it, it will go in. Leno fluffed his lines there. But it was he was in amongst the giants and trying to get his hand to punch the ball out. Leno flapping, yeah. If I'm not mistaken, the assist goes to Saliba because it comes off his head. I'm pretty certain Saliba gets the assist. Goal stands. Game on. Okay, let's finish this off with a third. Let's get Jesus' goal. Because he deserves it. Put a lot of hard work in. Yeah, that's come off Saliba's head. Saliba gets his head to that, so it's an assist for Saliba. Tomiyasu coming on. Gabriel Jesus coming off. Well played, son. He's had a good game. No goal, but he's had a good game. 4 at the back. Tomiyasu is indicating. So it'll be Chalobah came on, I think, during that for Fulham. Oh, it's out of foul. Tomiyasu's actually gone into the left back slot. So Tomiyasu, we've got 4 centre halves on the pitch right now. Tomiyasu, Gabriel, Saliba, and Ben White are our back 4. Midfield, defensive shield, Mohamed El Neni, sometimes Xhaka, sometimes Odegaard. Odegaard and Xhaka certainly just slightly ahead. And then up front, we've got Nketiah, Saka, and Martinelli. How Saka and Martinelli are still on the game, I don't know. That looked like the game just stopped. Looked like the game just stopped, and Arsenal literally just allowed Fulham to have a free header at the goal. What the hell? The corner comes in and Leno completely misses it. VAR checks for a possible handball as the ball ricochets off Saliba, touching part of his arm on the way through. But he knows little about it as the ball lands at Gabriel's path and he smokes the ball over the line. Great save, Ramsdale. Great save from Chalobah. Oh man, that's totally ridiculous defending there. Don't know who was responsible for that. Oh look, so we're bringing our 5th centre back onto the pitch. Rob Holding coming on. 90 minutes plus 5 minutes. Mikel Arteta getting into it with one of the Fulham players. Okay, Arsenal getting a little bit panicky right now. They really need to settle down. Too much space being given away by Arsenal currently. Literally, it seems like Arsenal's defending has gone away. It's like, what the hell was that? Clash of heads happened. But there was an absolutely ridiculous, what looked like was supposed to be a clearance by Ben White, ended up coming into the Arsenal area. Gabriel had to get his head to it, but in the process, clashed. Head collision. 5 minutes extra, it's holding time. Yeah. Oh, dear. Head injury to Gabriel. Saliba's song is screaming inside the stadium. Saliba's gone ballistic when they scored that goal. Love that Zinchenko's in there as well. He loves it. He loves it at the Arsenal. A little bit of Zinners.
Have you ever known an atmosphere like it? The expert army down there on told in black shirts. You know, I said at the start,
Saliba song.
these days is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Not since December 2016 have Arsenal been at the top of the table beyond the first game. Granit Xhaka was playing in those days. It was an Arsenal clean bandit double, although Clean Bandit were number one for a little longer than Arsenal.
Yeah, you're right, Gary. That was the first decent delivery from Martinelli into an area which didn't go straight into the hands of Leno. So what's going on here? Is a drop ball by the looks of it, or is it a free kick? Rob Holding is coming on. It's coming on for Martin Odegaard.
Creative number 10. No surprise that point is my player of the match today. Another outstanding display from the Arsenal captain. Another argument between the two managers. It's all to do with timekeeping.
So, amazingly, Fulham received the ball for stopping play. I thought it was a foul, but hey, maybe not. So Fulham are on the attack. Well in by Tomiyasu. So it's going to be a big throw into the box. Obviously looking for... What's happened there? Not really sure what happened there. Is it a foul on one of the Arsenal players? Yeah. Chalobah basically pulls Tomiyasu to the floor in the area. Free kick to Arsenal. To see if Arsenal can just see out the game. It's 95 minutes are up now, but obviously a bit of injury time for Gabriel's head injury. So probably another couple of minutes at least. We're at 95-41. Ball headed into midfield. Wow, that was a bit of a hoof by Xhaka. The skipper has spoken. Granit Xhaka has actually got the skipper's armband on because both Gabriel Jesus and Martin Odegaard are off the field. There's two balls on the pitch. It's gone for a goal kick. 6.5 minutes in. Gabby Martinelli looks like he's got something wrong with him. I don't know what it is. Cramp. He's got cramp in his left leg. But Fulham are playing on. Referee, I don't know. This referee seems to have lost the plot. Fulham now put the ball into the area. Big kick into the box. Claimed easily by Ramsdale. Falls straight to the floor. Hang on to the ball. Do nothing. Just wait for the time to tick. 97 minutes and 10. And that's it. That's time. Well done. Game over. 2-1. So, 4 wins on the bounce. A somewhat frustrating game at the office. Love the fighting spirit. Moses says this is what we are lacking since the Invincible era. Yeah. Apollo says what an incredible game. As I said, it kind of resembled the Wolves game last year where Wolves took a sneaky lead after seeing Arsenal pretty much dominate the game for most of it. And then in the last stages, Arsenal came back and scored two goals, which was started by Nicolas Pepe in the first of those 2 goals. Martin Odegaard got the comeback on, well taken goal, and then Gabriel, who was responsible for that first goal, atoned for his error by scoring the second. So, an incredible game. Not what we really want to see, because we've seen some great football of late. And once again, we'll hark back to this point about how much different this team looks without Thomas Partey and Alexander Zinchenko. Because to me, the difference is like chalk and cheese. With those two guys in the team today, we're probably winning 4 or 5-0. Let me see. Yeah. Saliba got the assist on the first. Saka got the assist on the first. So, game is over. Arsenal victors 2-1. So yeah, table looks nice. Let's just pull the table up. How you doing, Bertram?
I'm good, Tony. How you doing?
Oh, mate, that's frustration, man. That's frustration.
So we're back to the old days where I can enjoy the game. I thought we passed those days where I can sit down, watch, relax, just figuring out how many we're gonna score and how things are gonna go. Today was not a fun game to watch.
It wasn't.
My friend Gabriel is like Ramsey, and I keep telling people this: you make one mistake every game, at some point it's gonna come back to bite you.
Mm.
He did it in the first half, Tony, in the corner on the left side, and he got away with it. And he did it again, and he paid for it, which could have cost us the game, which is not good. I mean, he redeemed himself somewhat, but we won, so that's all that matters, I guess. And today people are gonna say we won. I still think as you were saying on the commentary, we need additional reinforcements. We're not confident in the changes in what we have on the bench to make changes. So whether it's Saka or Martinelli, I don't think we're confident in Smith or Vieira or Marquinhos to replace them. So you got to get them competition. You got to have, I watched Man City play Crystal Palace today, Tony, and they were up 2-0. I said, they're going to win anyway. They were down 2-0. I said, they're going to win the game because of who they had, how they were playing, and it was only a matter of time before they start scoring goals. So, we have to get to that level. And if we want to compete with the top teams, we have to have quality on the bench where players are interchangeable, and we don't have that today. So,
Yeah, you're absolutely right, pal. I mean, the two players are just not good enough offensively. Kieran Tierney and El Neni. They're just not at the same pace of the game that the rest of the team are. And once again, look, Saka is just not performing right now.
Tony, 2 penalties in the last 11 games. That's all. And we're going to give him assists here and there. 2 penalties in the last 11 games. So think about the last 7 games of the prior season. No goals so far this season.
Yeah.
I was halfway decent today, but I think the problem you have is, Tony, it's not like how Martinelli puts pressure on the fullbacks. I take it to you, you make a decision. I'm going to drive at you, I'm going to drive by you. So then you have to get help. If you get help, there's more space for Odegaard. You're not getting that same pressure on the person. Or, a goal danger. And I'm not seeing the goal. And that's frustration for me. That's why I hope we got Rafinha. Because Rafinha would have put pressure on him to really produce. Or, you know what? You got to take the bench. But look.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Fulham is a difficult team to play, it looks like. They didn't do much offensively.
No.
Except when they got their breaks. And if Zaha is available, we should go for him. I'm telling you, I like Zaha. I like those kind of players. Anyway.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I know they got about 40 mil for him, but we're not gonna pay 40 mil for somebody last year their contract.
Well,
but
you know what? If we wanna do what we wanna do this year and secure, not just about squeaking, but actually push for third, then we're gonna need someone like that because it shows today we've got no bench.
Yeah.
And people are relying on Fabio Vieira. I mean, they just don't realize the kid is nice, but A, he's not a winger, and B, physically he's not ready for this league. I saw him play against under 21s and struggle to impose himself in the game. Now, I might be wrong. Yeah, because
he's played Champions League football, right? He's played Champions League football. He's played against the Liverpools of the world, so he wasn't a starter then. He's coming off the bench, but he still got in the game for 20, 30 minutes. So, look, he's been injured. He was in a boot. It takes a while to recover and get yourself up to speed. I still think he's light for the Premier League at this point. If you're going to play in the Premier League, you got to be rugged or you got to be extremely skillful and quick. And we'll see what happens. But I would admit, we need a couple more adults, Tony. That's what we need. We need some adults. Smith Rowe is young. Vieira is young. McKenna is young. Martinelli's young. Saka, everybody's a baby. You need some grown-ups sometime. Zaha is a grown-up. You know what happened today to get the game with Crystal Palace? They could have scored more against City. When they got the ball, they had no outlet.
That's right. I was watching it.
Yeah, so if they got the ball to him, he would hold it up, get foul, beat the people, force you then to cheat defensively. So he just played like 11 men playing up or 10 men playing forwards, and therefore they couldn't get out their own half. So look, I don't know who's out there that we can get. Everybody realized the English league has a lot of money. If you want 70, 80 million for Anthony, you're out of your mind. Anthony doesn't get in the Brazilian team, Tony.
Yeah.
Think about the Brazilian team. He's not a starter.
They're talking about 60 million for this kid at Everton, Gordon. And I'm like, what?
He's a good player, but 60 million, Tony. He scored a good goal today, by the way. I watched that game.
Okay.
He's a very good player. The one thing I like about him is he plays both ways.
Yeah.
He plays like a Martinelli, but he's not 60 million.
It just makes you think, like, how players like him getting touted for 60 million and we can't move Pepe.
Because I think we have
a proven goal scorer in the Premier League.
No, but Tony, we have actually destroyed Pepe twofold. One is we don't play him, and two is we don't respect him. So if you're another team, you're like, what's wrong with him? You don't want him. So there's something's wrong with him. He's not playing for me to see his qualities. I'm not gonna pursue him. I will say this though. I watched Everton play today, and Iwobi was impressive. Iwobi playing in midfield, an 8, where Xhaka plays, impressive actually. So it shows you something, Tony, in football, which is Joy Linton, Iwobi, players who were forwards but couldn't score. So if you have fitness, you have physicality, you have ability to play, and you're good on the ball, maybe you change positions. Maybe coaches need to have the more vision because Joy Linton is the stalwart in Newcastle's midfield, and so is Iwobi for Everton.
Yeah.
But back to us, I do think that we need some more. I know he keeps saying we're gonna. It's getting late to source a good player, isn't it? Nobody wants to sell now, this late in the window.
Yeah. I mean, the players who are being constantly linked, I think they're clearly already got their eye on halfway walking out the door of their existing club. So I don't think Tielemans has got his head in the game at the moment.
He looked good today, by the way.
Did he?
He wasn't getting a lot of pressure because Chelsea was down to 10 men, but he was like a conductor.
Okay.
The parallel type, just chipping passes here and there,
Yeah.
Really good pass over the top. So I don't rate him as much as some people do. But he looked good today because he had space. When you get space, like Odegaard today getting space,
Yeah.
if you're a really good passer, you can look really good. So no, he looked good.
Okay.
I watched the second half against Chelsea. I didn't watch the first half. When they were down to 10 minutes, he looked good in the second half, actually.
Yeah. So
But
yeah,
are we gonna go for him? I mean, Leicester probably wanted too much, right?
That's the $1 million question, right? Do we go for him? I mean, me personally, I think look, I've had my heart on Savage for ages. Arsenal could pull off one of those last minute deals if we can do it. Who knows?
He's not looking for a midfielder though, so people don't realize that. I don't think that's the priority. I think the winger is a priority for him. I agree with you that Xhaka's replacement is a priority and Partey's replacement is a priority.
Yeah,
Because
today,
Partey's always injured like Tierney. Always injured.
Today just showed it, man. No Partey, and you just miss so much forward progress in the middle of the park. El Neni, he tries, but he's just not that guy. He just is not going to be a guy that you can rely on to help your team progress through the lines and create an opportunity. His whole body shape is always too wrong. I don't know.
I think El Neni has been got to the point. I don't think it's that he doesn't have the ability. I think on the point where he just plays safe. Maybe that's what Gabriel should do more of. Because Gabriel makes passes through the lines, right? Gabriel take more risk. Take risk with the passes. Don't take risk holding on to the ball.
Yeah.
But El Neni takes no risk.
I mean,
risk.
Just to highlight that point, I looked on who scored literally just now, and both Gabriel and Saliba both have key passes.
Yes.
El Neni has none.
No.
So you've got two guys behind you playing key passes, but you can't, as a midfielder, holding midfielder, even though you are, can't play a forward ball into a dangerous area.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's I don't want to make a mistake, so I'm going to play safe because some people think he doesn't have it. I've seen him do it.
He's so safe. Yeah, his pass accuracy is 98% in the game.
Yeah,
that's
safe.
Great. That's fantastic. But if every ball is going backwards and sideways, you're not helping our team.
Tony, if your pass accuracy is 98%, there's something wrong with your game.
Yeah.
That means you're not taking any risk. You're
totally.
not trying to split the line, and if you try to split the line, you're going to get cut off eventually. That means you're taking no risk. It's all safe. Little bit balls over the top. 5-yard pass here. You're not taking any risk.
Yep, I totally agree. Totally agree.
But we won. We're unbeaten. We're the only unbeaten team. I was hoping City would draw today. I didn't think they were going to lose. I was hoping they would draw. I was hoping Chelsea would draw because Leicester should have won that game, by the way. Vardy was the problem. Vardy got 2 1-on-1s and pushed them.
Okay.
One which was pretty easy, actually. So I don't think he's on form. But look, so long as we keep doing what we're doing, as long as we keep winning, because I didn't enjoy today's game, I would admit. I didn't enjoy the game. My hope is that we don't give ourselves heart attack going forward.
Yeah. Here's an
interesting... Who's the next game? Is that Man U? Or is that Villa? It's Villa, right?
Villa, yeah. Here's an interesting stat. Player with the most touches of the ball for Arsenal today. William Saliba, 102. Martin Odegaard, 91. Before Odegaard was Gabriel Magalhaes, 94. Then Odegaard, 91.
But what's Saliba's passing accuracy? It's got to be about 90-something%.
Yeah. Saliba was 94.8.
Yeah.
And Gabriel Magalhaes was 92.6. So, Kieran Tierney.
One own goal.
Kieran Tierney only touched the ball 46 times. I mean,
he looks out of it, doesn't he?
He just totally looks lost.
Yeah, he looks out of it. I hope he gets back to. It takes a while, repetition, right?
It does,
get back to yourself, so it may take a while for him, but he didn't look into it actually.
Yeah.
I wonder why he changed him. Maybe he's afraid of him getting injured. Because defensively he wasn't bad. It's just that he really wasn't in the game that much.
Yeah. You know,
And
it just,
Zinchenko, I wonder how long those two are out for, actually, Zinchenko and Partey.
yeah. Well, the good thing is they get a whole week to train, don't they? So hopefully it's a week.
Yeah, we play what? Next Saturday we play? And then the following Wednesday. So 2 games are coming back pretty close, actually.
So Villa's on the 31st.
Right, and then the 3rd or something like that, we have Man U, right? So that's pretty close. That's only 3-4 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, Villa's gonna be a tougher game to them today, I think. Actually,
Yeah.
they have more offensive weapons. Maybe defensively not as compact and organized as Fulham, but more dangerous offensively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, very interesting, very frustrating in some ways. Obviously, we hope those 2 guys that weren't able to play today can come back for the next game, especially for Manchester United. You might think that they might get a rest against Villa in preparation of Man United a few days later. But yeah, you know, we definitely need those 2 guys as they make a huge difference to the way this team performs and looks overall.
You know the funny thing about it? So we've all talked about how great Tierney was for the last couple of years. And then we see Zinchenko, who's not as good defensively, and we're like, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
So I'm just going to
Go ahead.
Go to player ratings. You good to do those?
Okay.
All right. Let's pull up the team.
As the host says, you follow Apollo, you go first. I'll follow yours.
Okay, so I'm going to go Ramsdale. He always makes one mistake, doesn't he?
Yeah, and it didn't cost him a game. I keep telling you that, Tony. The one he hit in Mitrovic could have gone in the goal.
You don't have to keep telling me because I'm the one who keeps telling Apollo. He's like, oh, but it didn't lead to a goal. Well, you know, one day that will lead to a goal.
Yep. One day, well, just like how Gabriel did today, eventually it will.
It will. So I'm going to give him. Let me think. The goal, was he able to do anything for the goal?
He made 2 brilliant saves, actually.
Made 2 brilliant saves, yeah.
Yeah, he made 2 brilliant saves. Yeah, I couldn't save the goal. It was well taken by Mitrovic, actually. He scored again.
All right, I'm going to give Ramsdale 7. Ben White, to me, is a fish out of water.
Yeah, offensively inept.
Yeah, you know, it doesn't help that Saka's not performing. But when you've got Saka not performing and you don't have a right back who can overlap, who can take a ball on, you know, it makes such a difference. You know, you look at someone like Reece James, or you look at Trent Alexander, you know, those guys can do stuff. You know, would you take Wan-Bissaka from Man United?
Nah, not good enough offensively.
No? Okay.
No, they don't have the offensive skill. Great defensively, frankly.
Yeah.
But offensively, nah. He's no better than Ben White offensively, actually.
I think to me, the Ben White experiment has run its course. I think it's time.
I don't think it's going to change, though. I don't think it's going to change.
I think he needs to bring back Tomiyasu into his rightful position. I even think Cedric's a better player than him going forward. Seriously.
I'm telling you, he's not, Tony. When you spend 50 mil, people don't realize it's not, Tony. It's not changing. Trust me. Not changing.
Yeah.
But you're saying you're wrong and you're winning. You're one with him, so you're not going to change the team. Yeah.
You say that. I think if you want to help Saka, you have to bring Tomiyasu in. Because Ben White is not benefiting from having Saka is not benefiting from having Ben White behind him. Really
I've run out of excuses for Saka, so I'm not going to give any main excuse. Okay. I run out of excuses for him.
So William Saliba, I've already given you those amazing stats. He gets an assist today. He's had a great game. Solid as a rock. Didn't do anything. You know, there wasn't a point where you go, Mitrovic had your number. And that was what I was looking at. And for that, I'll give him a 9.
Okay.
He's cool and calm. His passing is accurate. He reads the game so well. He wasn't overawed by the bigger, stronger guy. So yeah, well done, Gabriel. Well, it's sort of the gift and the curse, isn't it? Gives away a stupid goal, but then contributes with the winner.
Yep.
Um,
And he scored 5 goals last season too. One of the highest
Yeah.
scores on the team. Yeah, he
Yeah.
does. Makes his presence felt, but he gives away.
You know, if I give Saliba a 9, I think I'm gonna have to give Gabriel an 8.
Okay.
Tierney, unfortunately, not at the races today. I think the best I could give him is 5.
Okay.
Because I don't think he contributed anything offensively. He was all right defensively, but let's be honest, the most of the first half there was no defending to do.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So he needed to be operating better in that other half of the pitch. So Tierney gets a 5. El Neni, another poor performance for me in terms of, again, what do you do with the ball when you get it? You know, that's such a drop off compared to what Party offers us, that, you know, I can't help but grade him based on that.
Right.
You know, and based on that, I can't give him any more than a 5. You know, you didn't make one key pass in an entire game where we dominated possession, 75% possession in the first half, and you didn't make one attempt at a key pass. So
maybe did you didn't see it, Tony. Maybe they didn't, and they didn't pick the stats, didn't pick it up.
Yeah. So it's a 5 for El Neni. Xhaka, he's come to life. You know,
Yeah.
Xhaka was doing stuff. Xhaka was being, you know, trying stuff. He fluffed his line with his one opportunity where he should easily have scored that goal.
No right foot. No right foot.
As I said,
No right foot.
you know, in this day and age, you should be putting that on target. But other than that, I didn't think he had a terrible game. You know, he was all over the pitch. You know, I saw him popping up in parts of the pitch that I was like, wow.
By the way, Tony, you hear what Vera said, right? You hear what Vera said?
I heard. He said that the 2 players that remind him of himself are N'Golo Kante and Granit Xhaka. I'm shocked. I'm totally shocked.
I think managers rate Xhaka much more than fans do. For some reason, actually.
I mean, you consider all the midfielders who play in the league, and you couldn't think of a better player to replicate your own style of play than Granit Xhaka. Really?
Yeah,
that tells its own story.
Maybe he's talking about the leadership element. Even though Kante is a silent leader, Kante is not vocal. So
there's no doubt that he's a leader. There's no doubt he's the leader. So I'm going to give him 7. You know, he got himself in the box to get a chance on goal. If I look at the stats, let's see what else I can see. That was see what else. So Granit Xhaka, 2 key passes, 79% pass accuracy, 1 aerial duel, 1, 67 touches on the ball, and an assist. Hang on.
He had an assist. The first goal was
no. I'm looking at the wrong line. Sorry, the first one. No, I was looking at the wrong line. That was Saka. But 2 key passes, 1 shot, not on target, 79 pass accuracy. Okay, so we'll move on to Saka. Saka had 2 key passes, 1 shot on target, 2 shots in total, 84% pass accuracy, 67 touches on the ball, 1 aerial duel, 1. Got an assist. But for all those, what might sound like positive statistics, he never once went past Robinson, who was on a yellow card early in the game.
Tony, I'm glad you noticed that, Tony.
Brother,
I am so happy you noticed that.
I watch football, brother. I listen. You and I see the game in the same way. Oh, Olivier Giroud has white hair. Just watching Milan play Bologna.
Is that the stretch from not winning from his Arsenal days? The fans give a lot of stretch with his Arsenal days. So that's it.
So yeah, Saka for me just didn't perform. He had lots of opportunities to show cutting edge, but unfortunately, we just didn't see it today. I'm going to give him 7, and that's being generous. Odegaard probably is the man of the match, to be honest. His stats read as follow. Martin Odegaard, where are you? Okay, so 3 shots, 2 on target, 2 key passes, 82% pass accuracy, 91 touches on the ball, most of anyone except the centre halves. He could have had 2 or 3 assists.
So therefore, that stat is wrong about key passes, Tony. I don't agree with those key passes. More than that, he made in the game.
Yeah.
You're saying 2 key passes. I saw more than 2 key passes.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
so,
I saw more than 2 key passes.
That to me is he basically was the engine room of our creative football. I'm going to give him a solid 9. I thought he had a good game. Yep. Martinelli, wow, how quickly one can fall from grace, because he's had an absolutely blistering start to the season, has looked fantastic, but today was just a disaster. His crossing, his crosses, his
what crossing? What crossing?
Well, let's be honest, he just got 1 correct.
No, but I'm saying what crossing? He didn't cross anything. All he did was kick the
ball
to the goalkeeper.
He was taking corners.
I know. All he did was kick it to the goalkeeper, kick it out of bounds. He was crossing. I don't call it crossing. I don't know what he was. He wasn't crossing anything to anyone. Yeah.
Gabriel Martinelli had 7 shots. Can you believe it?
He had 7 shots?
He had 7 shots.
Wow.
He had 2 on target. 5 key passes.
Wow.
84% pass accuracy. That can't be right. That can't be right.
They're not counting crosses are not counted, right? So none of those crosses went to the intended target. So except for the one where Leno, as Leno always does, Leno messed up that ball in his box as he always does, so we got rid of him. Thank you, Leno.
Oh dear. So 1 aerial duel, 67 touches. I just can't believe those stats. 7 shots.
He took a couple of left footers. Yeah, he probably did take 7 shots. But they weren't shots that Leno was concerned about.
Yeah. So based on this overall contribution today, I have to give him a 6.
Yeah. But you gave Saka a higher grade than him. I don't know.
Did I really?
Yeah, you gave Saka 7, I think you gave Saka, yeah.
Wow.
I thought they were both not where they needed to be today. I thought they were
both bad. I have to give them both a 6 then. I have to give them both a 6. I
don't think they were terrible, but they weren't that great. So.
Yeah, Gabriel Jesus had some good touches on and off the ball, created some chances. If we look at Gabriel Jesus' stats, 4 shots, 1 on target, 2 key passes, only a 66% pass accuracy, but he's trying stuff.
Yeah.
3 aerial duels, the most of any player in the team with Gabriel Magalhaes. 63 touches on the ball. I'm going to give him an 8.
Okay.
I have to give Nketiah a mark because he was instrumental in that second half. When he came on, he turned the game.
Yeah.
He was that influential in the way the game was played. The minute he came on, the game changed.
And should have probably scored too.
And should have scored, yeah.
Yeah,
3 shots. 3 shots overall, 1 shot on target, 82% 80% pass accuracy, 15 touches on the ball. Yeah, he's the only one that gets a rank. But for changing the way the game ended, he's going to get a good solid 8. So that's me. In terms of the manager, he gets it right, but he doesn't have a choice. I literally don't think he's got anything else that he could have played.
Yep.
And that shows the fragility of the squad. The squad isn't good enough, isn't deep enough for him to be able to say, I've got options.
Yeah. I don't know why you don't know Pepe, unless you think Pepe is a deficit. When you don't have options, I don't know how you do that until you get a replacement.
Yeah.
He does it all the time. He did with Chambers last year, he did with Maitland now. Until you get replacements, don't loan out your players. Then you're saying they're a deficit in terms of contribution, not a positive. Interesting.
Mark Ellis has just jumped in, Justin from the pub. Exhausting viewing. Great to have some good Arsenal chat to listen to. Thank you very much, Mark. Hope you're well, buddy. Victor says Eddie missed some good chances as usual. Needs to shoot 5 times in order to score. I think that's a little bit tough on Eddie. He was a very, very bright spark when we needed it in this game.
So here's what people don't understand sometimes, Tony. So if I look at Saka's contribution, Eddie creates a situation. Eddie puts you under pressure. Eddie's flicking ball behind him, cutting back and creating situations which, like out of nothing, and his energy, and he's very dynamic. That's why he gets himself in position to score. Now, is he as efficient as he should be? No. But he puts himself in position to score. Get a lot of background noise, Tony. Not sure what that is.
Sorry, pal. Just putting my light in.
So what are you giving your manager?
So the manager, I mean, as I said, the team literally picks itself. You haven't got a choice. What does he do? He can't be blamed for the goal. Should have been a clean sheet, and we scored 2 goals, so we should have won 2-0.
Do you think Gabriel was fouled on that play? I thought he was fouled on that play, but
nah, he's got to be stronger.
I thought he held him. No, he may have. He gets
he gets his feet in a complete mess. He tries to do a drag back with his right foot, which is just not good with his right foot.
Yeah, he shouldn't have been in that situation. We agree with that. I still think he was fouled, but that's just from where it's at. Yeah, but it is what it is. He shouldn't have done that.
So yeah, I mean, it's hard to put any blame on Arteta. At the end of the day, they get the win. He made the necessary change when it needed to happen. I guess I got to give him. I got to give him 8.
Okay.
I mean, it sounds like there's room for improvement, but you actually could give him a 10, and you wouldn't be wrong because he can't do anything better. He put the best 11 players on the pitch.
Yeah, and his changes today weren't terrible either. So
yeah,
his game management wasn't terrible.
Yeah,
I thought Eddie came in at the right time. Yeah.
Mark says, was it Eddie that changed the game when he came on? Absolutely. Or was it the formation change at that point? Wasn't he brought on for Tierney, or even a combination of both? Yeah, there is absolutely a combination of both. But I must say that most of that must go down to Eddie being an effective foil at the top end of the pitch, because what he does is he creates havoc with his movement. And you can see that he finds himself in some very attacking positions with the ball where he can affect the game. So in terms of the formation change, can't really say it was a huge formation change because Fulham was so defensive anyway.
Yeah, you even wonder what that change entailed, because he brought Martinelli back. He switched Saka, then he switched Saka back again. He was all over the place a little bit in terms of what he was trying to do. But if you're not getting pressure offensively, then you can make any change you want to make. You can play two at the back, for Christ's sake. They almost got a couple breakaway based on those changes. So, yeah. So, can you put the list back up? I'll just get my ratings quickly.
Go for
So,
it.
Ramsdale, I gave a 7. I thought Ramsdale made 2 brilliant saves. As I keep saying, he's going to cost us a goal or 2 this season by his errors because the ball he kicked in Mitrovic's face could have gone ricocheted right back in the goal. But apart from that, he didn't make any mistakes today apart from those one-off situations. I thought he made 2 brilliant saves, actually. So I give him a 7. Ben White, as you said, is a fish out of water going forward. I thought he did okay defensively. He was playing against a little bit of a tricky winger. And frankly, they got away a couple of times because I think sometimes on corners, we're not balanced defensively. So we overcommit, and twice in the game, if we had better opponent, they may have gone in and scored. I think one time the kid kicked the ball on his own foot when he had a player wide open in the middle. Because Tierney came across, he cut it off. So for Ben White, I gave him a 6. Saliba, I wouldn't give him a 9 today. I don't think he got the offensive pressure to differentiate himself. But again, when he had any pressure, he dealt with it well. So I gave him an 8. And I think the most important thing for Saliba is for us to extend his contract. Because every game he plays, his value goes up. And his catch resistance keep chinging over. So I hope you're realizing that and try to get that contract signed as soon as possible. Because I'm sure his agent gonna start getting buzz in his ears about, look, you can come to Real Madrid, you can come to Barcelona.
Yeah, exactly.
You can get a transfer fee. You're not getting a transfer fee at Arsenal. So and agents about themselves, they want to transfer a player so they can get a piece of the pie.
Yeah.
Gabriel,
having said that, can I just address that with you, Bertram? Having said that, his value must be over 100 million right now.
Is it over 100 mil? It's close to 100 mil.
Harry Maguire
it's close
was
to 100
80
mil.
million.
Well, no, it's more like Fofana, not Aguirre. Aguirre was like 2-3 years ago, right? It's more like today, which is Fofana is the benchmark for him. And right now, I think the way he's playing, even though Fofana's playing the league for a few years now, I think he's at that level or even above that level a little bit. So Fofana is maybe a little bit more mobile, but he's much more physical. He's very composed. So he's at Fofana's level or a little bit more, actually. I think Fofana is what, 70-something mil? So.
Yeah, they're saying 75. So if Fofana is 75, then the question is, if obviously one of the big boys came knocking with a shed load of money, would Arsenal be remiss to say, yeah, we'll take the money?
No, we wouldn't take the money. No, Tony, we're supposed to be a big team. You don't go to Real Madrid, Barcelona, Man U, Man City, Chelsea, and tell them you want to buy their players unless they want to sell them to you. We're not in a dire strait monetarily. Now, if Saliba comes to say he wants to leave, that's a different discussion, right?
Mm.
And even then, I wouldn't sell him.
Yeah, but the point here is, Bertram, if a Real Madrid come knocking on the door, they'll turn every player's head. I mean, look at Lewandowski. Look at Lewandowski. Barcelona were in dire straits. They won absolutely nothing, Tony. And yet still they come knocking at Bayern Munich's door. They turn his head.
No. Here's the thing, though. Lewandowski's main reason for leaving was because Bayern was pursuing Haaland, and he got his feelings hurt.
Really?
Yes, they're pursuing Haaland and got his feelings hurt. And his view was, then I've done so much for you, and you want to replace me, even though he's 30-something years old, and they're thinking future.
Mm.
So I'm sure that's one of the reasons. But everyone wants to go to Barcelona. It's a nice place to live. You've been there.
Yeah.
It's a very nice place. It's not gloomy weather.
Yeah.
The sea's not too far away.
That's right.
So, it's a beautiful place to live.
It is.
And the club has a history, right? So yeah. No, I think everyone wants to live in that city just as much as they want to play for the team. So that those things actually encourage people or are convincing for one to want to play for them.
Yeah.
Gabriel, I'll give a 6.5 because I can't. That goal was just ridiculous. He scored to equalize it up, and he played decent throughout the game. Didn't get a ton of pressure. Mitrovic is a handful, and he's a handful, by the way. He's very difficult to play against. He's very physical. He holds the ball up well. I think we dealt with him well, but he didn't get a lot of service either. Tierney, I gave a 5. I can't give more than a 5. He did okay. Wasn't much there today. And then I gave a 5 also. Same thing. As you said, 98% pass possession, but I can't think one time in the game he created anxiety for Fulham. And to me, you have to make the other team feel like, you know what, you're going to put pressure on them in some way, shape, or form. And Partey does that playing deep by playing the ball between the line. He's making the passes between the line today. Xhaka gave a 7. I think Xhaka is now playing almost like a box-to-box midfielder, but he doesn't have box-to-box attributes, which makes it interesting. Decent player, well situated, passes well, very slow, reads the game well. I think you need a more dynamic. I know that all the managers seem to love him. Most of the managers, anyway, that talk about Xhaka seem to love him. I think, as you said, Savic seems to be a much more dynamic person, and his stats sort of prove that. His goal and assists. I think we need somebody more dynamic beside Partey. If you want to play Xhaka as a backup to Partey and let him play deep, then you should do that, right? Because he's going to be safe, even though he will make a mistake here and there. But I don't see us, Elneny and Xhaka in the midfield. That combination doesn't work.
Yeah, for sure.
That combination. I mean, Elneny played with Partey when we played Man U 2 years ago, and was very, very good, by the way. Because Partey's going to compensate for his lack of offensive skills by playing the ball between the lines, and all he has to do is mop up and give the ball to Partey.
Yeah.
With him and Xhaka is not dynamic enough to do that actually.
Yeah.
I gave Saka a 5. I know people are going to say I'm Saka hating, but when you get the ball against Robertson, who's a good player and plays for the US, and he's marking out the game all game, and you're not doing anything, you haven't beat him down the line. A couple of times set someone up. I know you got an assist, but it was a deflected goal, so I'm not sure how you get an assist for that. And I haven't seen enough of you, as I said, in the last 10 games. But the 3 games last season, the 4 this year, so that's the last 11 games. I think you have only had 2 penalties and a few assists. I don't see the dynamic player that everyone raving he should be 100 million pounds. I'm still struggling with that. I see Anthony, and he's very dynamic. And even though he plays in an inferior league, and he's going to go for 70 plus, and then you're going to go for 100 million. I don't think you're as good as Anthony. So I struggle with that. So I gave him a 5. And so maybe Saka hating, but until he starts doing more, and I'm start getting impressed, and I feel the defense is being pressured, I can't give you more. I gave Odegaard a 9. I thought he was exceptional today. I disagree with the stats about him having 2 key passes. I saw about 5 or 6 in the game. Ball over the top, ball between the lines, drawing defenders, creating space for others. I thought he was brilliant today, and he also scored. So he's doing more and more to justify him being captain. Martinelli, I gave a 6 because he tried, but again, Martinelli. I mean, if you're a professional football player, I don't care how young you are, you have to be able to cross the ball. And here's what I'm not going to give Arteta a 10 today. Because I was going to give him 10 until he loses. If a player is not performing his job well, then you tell him not to take any more free kicks or any more crosses or any more spot kicks because they're not working. He took enough today for you to say, you know what, let Odegaard take them, for example. It does a better job. And we didn't do that. We kept having him do the same thing over and over again, kicking the ball straight to Leno. If the one that Leno dropped or flopped at wasn't a great kick, actually, Leno got to figure out a way to wiggle out of that situation. So I gave him a 6. I think he tried hard, and he actually plays both ways.
Yeah.
Jesus, I gave Jesus a 6 today. I don't think he was as effective, especially given how it's very hard to be effective when a team is playing very deep. And not getting much room to maneuver, and they're close marking you. But I didn't think he was that effective today, so I can't give him more than 6. I thought he was very dynamic in the previous games, but today I didn't see a ton of him actually.
Yeah.
I gave Nketiah a 6.5, close to 7. As you said, I thought he changed the game when he came in. He was stretching Fulham's defense. He was getting behind. He was being physical. He was getting by players. So I thought he did a very good job. And I realized when he comes on the field, Arteta trusts Nketiah. Didn't trust Pepe, but he trusts Nketiah, and that's very obvious. The amount of time he's giving him versus a Smith Rowe or anyone else in the team, actually. He's giving him more time than any other player, especially when he wants to go. Obviously, the center forward, but I think Arteta has a lot of time for Nketiah. He likes his game, actually. And he's very dynamic in terms of how quick he is, how much pressure he puts on you, how he presses. And I think that's good because we need that in the team. And him and Jesus up front, and Martinelli is very difficult to play against them when they're pressing so much. Puts you under pressure, and it's hard to play when you get pressed. And then for the manager, I gave the manager an 8.5. I was going to give him a 10 as I normally do since he's winning, but two things, which is don't set a player until you get a replacement. And I know you're involved in that. I know it's hard to get rid of certain players when it's too late in the window, but if he's not, then keep him. And secondly, make certain changes in the game sometimes if things are not working. Martinelli taking all those free kicks today was upsetting at some point.
Yeah.
After 4, 5, or 6, stop. It's not
Yeah.
working today. It's not working today. But anyway, the important thing is it's another win. And we'd have had a clean
Indeed.
sheet apart from Gabriel having a moment in the game. Because
Okay.
I call it a moment. So we won a game, which is a great thing.
Yeah, absolutely, and it keeps the unbeaten run going. I did see some text from Apollo saying that the crowd was very buoyant. It's very important right now that we ride this wave.
Yeah,
I think the crowd being very excited about what they've seen going on with our purchases in the summer, being excited about what they're seeing on the pitch right now. It's only going to help us. It's going to get difficult when, when we're playing away at Bournemouth and at Everton and, some of them places, it's going to be much more difficult because we won't have that extra support that we get at the Emirates. We lost. We lost.
Wait, Tony, why is Apollo putting? Tony, why is Apollo putting player rating coming up right up? Let me put up the player rating.
Yeah, he's in the back.
Okay. It's his player rating.
Yeah, he's gonna do his player ratings. Yeah. So yeah, I mean,
Apollo is saying Apollo texts that Xhaka didn't touch the ball in the second half, so he gets a 7.
yeah.
Apollo, I'm gonna tell you, Apollo, you need to get over your Xhaka phobia because my manager likes him, and even though I think we could replace him, he's expendable. All the managers seem to love Xhaka. All the managers. So Vieira's comment, Apollo, take it to heart. Vieira's comment says it all. And we all rate Vieira, not only as a player, but what he's doing at Crystal Palace now. And his comment says it all, which is he rates Xhaka. So maybe it's your football acumen.
Unfortunately, Bertram, you probably got the tag of player ratings wrong because it's not based on what managers say. It's based on what your thoughts are in the game. Yeah, that's how you deal with player ratings. And today, he never touched the ball in the second half, and you give him a 7. Well, that's your
if he
opinion.
doesn't, first of all, we put him almost at left back. First of all, we changed his position. We took off Tierney, and we haven't because he's a yeoman. He's mobile. He's not mobile. He's a versatile player. So we put him deeper. I don't even know where he was playing second half. So we had him all over the place. We have him going forward. He was a player who was playing the entire length of the field more than anyone else on the field. You think about it, because Odegaard played mostly up top. He was the one player who was in the box, both his box and the opponent's box.
This is true.
So I know sometimes you wear glasses. I know you wear glasses.
I don't know how you give a guy 7 who hardly touched the ball in the second half and wasn't a part of anything that went on in the game. And
honestly, I don't see where you give Saka. I don't see where you give Saka. You guys are Saka worshippers. I don't see where you give Saka. Because I thought you were
have you seen the grades I've given Saka for this season? Tony, you better tell him. Because I don't think he's watched any of the streams.
No, I think Xhaka touched the ball second half. But the ball was being playing from wing to wing.
I mean, the point about Xhaka, Apollo, is the stats I've got from Who Scored tell me that Xhaka was more instrumental in the game than both Martinelli and Saka.
Well, then you weren't watching the game.
Please read the stats. No, read the stats, Tony. Read the stats, Tony.
I gave
you
them
weren't
both
watching the game.
No, read the stats, Tony. Because when you're in the game sometimes you don't see the entire pitch, right? When you're in the game and something get blocked, when you're in the crowd, you can't see the entire pitch. The camera gave us the entire pitch, Apollo. We obviously won the game. I want to hear Xhaka's stats.
So Granit Xhaka had 1 shot, none on target, 2 key passes, 80% pass accuracy, 1 aerial duel won, and 71 touches of the ball, which is better than Saka's 67 and better than Gabriel Martinelli's 67.
If anyone is giving Xhaka anything higher than a 5, then you weren't watching the game today.
If you have 71 touches in the game, and you're saying he didn't touch the ball second half, so he had 71 touches in the first half?
That's amazing.
Amazing. Right. What are you? You just
because
used Xhaka.
No.
Hold on. You just said Xhaka was amazing today.
Yeah, because you just told me he didn't touch the ball in the second half. So if he didn't touch the ball in the second half and he had 71 in the first half, then that tells me his first half was amazing.
And the highest touches was what? Was Saliba with about 102? Yeah.
Boy, thank God I'm here, man. Because you guys, Xhaka, this guy's treated like he's some god or something.
For those in the audience, Apollo is not objective when it comes to Xhaka. Just want to make sure that's clear. He's not objective. He lacks. He's conflicted because Xhaka told him to go someplace, and he hasn't forgiven Xhaka.
I haven't forgiven him. But I don't bring those things up. People wanted me to grade him this season, so I'm grading him. But I'm just going to be honest.
71 touches.
Last week I gave him a 7.5 because he deserved it, and you giving him a 7 for hardly getting involved in the game.
Okay, so
Apollo, 71 touches not in the game.
Okay, you know what, Bertram? It's going to be interesting to see how Xhaka's grade compares to those who we've graded below him.
Exactly, because I listened to you lot. I saw how you lot rinsing Ben White for his performance against Zaha, and he ended up in a clean sheet. And then you guys, I don't know
not because of him. Not because of him.
And what did you give? What did you give Gabriel today for his mistake, which led to a goal?
6.5.
I gave him a 7.
You know why?
I'm watching you lot.
You know why? Because he scored. He scored. You get extra point or 2 for scoring.
I gave him a 7 because he made up for it. But I gave Saliba a 9 because he never made one mistake in the entire game and he had an assist.
I gave him an 8 because he didn't get a lot of pressure. So it's hard for me to give you a great grade when you were under pressure most of the game.
Right, I'm nearly finished, guys. Let me get my stuff up. Tony, have you done your player ratings?
Yeah, I have, mate.
We both have. I think Tony did a brilliant job, by the way. I was right behind him.
Thank you.
I'm curious to see Apollo's ratings. Let's see if we're watching it. Let's see if when you're at the game, you get your eyes get clouded. You don't see well when you're at the game. Because the ball is sometimes very far away from you. So we understand.
So while Apollo, you're putting that together, give us a rating out of 10 for that kit then, Bertram, very quickly.
Oh, that's 11 out of 10, by the way.
Woo! Check him out.
Because of the colors. You know me.
Right, I have to say, Tony, I took some footage when I was at the shop today, and the kit was it's mad. First of all, the goalkeeper kit is sold out again in the first month, which is exactly what happened last season, and it's pathetic. The black kit that I'm wearing, all sold out. They only had the long sleeve versions left, which quite frankly, even they were sold out of that. So they only had the women's available in the black. The Jamaican top has only been on sale for 24 hours. It's the fastest selling Arsenal jersey, training shirt, or top of all time.
Wow. So here's my biggest issue with that. How does Jamaica get money out of this? How does Jamaica make money out of this? Is it just Adidas? No, I'm serious. It's just Adidas.
It's got nothing to do with. Well, it has got to do with Jamaica because it's their culture.
You're using my colors and you give me nothing out of it. Like, what's that about?
It is. It's a rip-off. I've got a lot of Jamaican friends who got onto my back about it. And you know what? There's no if, buts, or maybes. Adidas have definitely, in the same way that they've done it with the Ajax kit. They're creaming in the money because they know they can use cult likings for things like reggae and Jamaica and profit from it. But yeah, there's nothing going towards Jamaica. 5% of the profits from that top goes to local charities. which is nice, but we don't know what that local charity looks like.
They're making money up. The only contention people have, there are two things people have, which is how does Jamaica make money, and two is Gabriel Jesus was sitting on the Jamaican flag, which is a huge no-no. You go look at that thing, he's sitting on the flag, which people are losing their minds about. They're like, that is ridiculous. Don't these people do their due diligence first before they do that? You don't sit on a country's flag. You don't. He was sitting on the flag on that stoop where he was sitting on the flag, and people are losing their minds about that. They're like, this is ridiculous. Like, didn't Adidas and Arsenal know about that?
So my perspective is very different. So we get on these people's backs for not doing enough for local communities, for not doing enough for knife crime, for not doing enough for all these different things that we're seeing and all these charities. And then when they do something, we get on their backs for saying they're not doing enough and it's not enough. So when is it ever enough?
No, Apollo, you're missing the point, Apollo. You're missing the point twofold, which is if you're gonna use if you're gonna use my brand to do something, I should benefit from using my brand.
Yeah,
that's not even debatable.
So hold on. So let's delve into that. So how do you want them to benefit?
How is Adidas benefit? How is Arsenal benefit? How are they benefiting?
No, don't answer my question with a question.
No.
Answer the question.
No, I'm flipping the question on you. How are Arsenal and Adidas benefiting?
The problem here is you're not happy with the solution.
No.
So what
Apollo, here's how people benefit. Benefit is through compensation, it's through funds, it's through money. That's how people benefit. Then I do what I want to do with that money. You give me the money.
It's a very simple
money.
Thing.
It's a money business. It's about
it's a very simple. It's a very simple thing, Apollo. Apollo, let me just say this, because Bertram answered your question with a question. And it is simple. It's money. If you make money, yeah, it's like you have naming rights. Yeah. So I can't print a shirt with some person's name on the back of it and he don't get some money for it. Yeah. So now you want to just go, you know what? I'm creating a Jamaica top and not a single penny of the money that I will make as profit will go to Jamaica. There's no naming rights. Yeah,
and you just tell me he's selling like hotcakes. And
it's all very nice. Yeah, we love both Bertram and I both love the top. Yeah, but the point is, yeah, this happens in black culture all the time. Yeah, people will utilize hip hop. Yeah, and they'll be like, but hip hop is spoiling society. But it's all over every advert that you can think of, and then we get the. Let's use black people in adverts because for how many years we've never had black people in adverts, and now all of a sudden you can't sell a product without a black person on it. Yeah,
Tony,
hang on, let me finish. And you have to look at the greater impact. Now, yes, representation is good. Yeah, but representation don't do jack if you ain't doing something to support that which you're utilizing.
But you just said yourself that £5 goes towards the community charities that they're dealing with.
But we don't know where that goes, Apollo.
No, we don't. But you just the narrative here is that they're not doing enough. They're not. You said money. Is that what you? So there is money.
Yeah, Apollo, I'm confused. I'm confused how you're protesting this. So here's my question to you. So somebody's using the Apollo brand to do something, and Apollo gets no benefit. Forget about this 5% charity. That's in the UK. That's not do Jamaica. Talk about Jamaica now. There's a Jamaica brand, Jamaica colors. They're promoting Jamaica. How does Jamaica benefit? Jamaica doesn't need branding. Jamaica is a well-known brand. I'm sorry. Jamaica brand themselves really. Jamaica is a brand that's known globally for 3 million people. It doesn't need more notoriety. It needs more money. It needs more resources.
So my understanding is that this is towards the local communities who were West Indian in London. Nothing to do with Jamaica.
That's not actually what it says. That's not actually what it says.
So what it says, and I put this on the Facebook 101 channel, it says they're launching a series of initiatives alongside Adidas to show appreciation for the West Indian fan base, and they continued the Arsenal supporting campaigns by donating £5 to from every shirt to go towards the Arsenal Foundation to support local community projects. And the part of the projects as well is by
5%. Wow.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Wonderful.
But
these Tony, these things annoy the heck out of me.
Yeah, I mean, that's
as Tony says, it's great to exploit certain communities. It's exploitation. So it may start off looking really good on paper, but look behind the curtain. Look behind the surface.
Tell me something.
Look below the surface.
So tell me something. Let's do apples for apples here, and I don't want to go too off subject because we sometimes we do that. Tony, how much money did Jamaica or the Marlies make from Ajax's shirt?
I think there's something. There's a lot more than that 5% because there's a brand.
Really?
They don't forget you got the 3 little birds on the back of the shirt. Yeah. So you have to have license to do that.
Okay.
Yeah?
So Tony, they didn't have a license to do that.
They must have done.
No, they don't. Check the facts. Check it. Check
because
it yourself.
3 little birds is the.
So you're saying the Marlies got nothing? Wait, you say Marlies got nothing for the deal?
So Tony, it's taken them 6 years, Arsenal, to get approval for a Jamaican kit for the community. 6 years it's taken them. This started when Puma was and they didn't want nothing to do with it. That's how long it started. But back on Ajax was told a year before the shirt went on sale that it did not approve UEFA standards. In other words, they shouldn't have launched the shirt because it was not approved by UEFA. And that's the reason why afterwards they had to ban the shirt. Because they should have never, it wasn't approved.
Yeah, okay.
This is not an official shirt. This is a warm-up kit.
Yeah.
This is a warm-up kit. This is not an official shirt to go wear in a game. The Jamaican Skull is a warm-up kit.
Yeah, I don't think that.
There's a big difference. No, it's a big difference.
You think so?
Yeah,
you're not going to play in a UEFA sponsored league with this shirt. You're not playing the Premier League with this shirt.
So yeah, I don't think it makes a difference because you're talking about selling a shirt and selling a training shirt. You still sell the shirt.
Yeah, but Apollo, here's what you're missing. Here's what you're missing, Apollo. You talk about the UK and West Indian community and 5%. The shirt is not just being sold in the UK. The shirt will be sold globally. You're not pigeonholing this. How much? If Adidas makes $100 million from these shirts, so they give $5 million to the community, and they do a they man Arsenal pocket the remaining $95 million. And what does Jamaica, who's been branded, get out of this? Publicity. Yeah. Jamaica has its own publicity. Jamaica doesn't need Arsenal to give it publicity.
So
it has its own publicity as a country.
Yeah, I understand what you guys are saying, but I just think it's a non-starter, and things like that would just those aren't the reasons why we see kits like that. I do understand your frustration though, but I think we can go on and on and on about this discussion for a whole night, including companies who even like Kappa, who even sponsor Jamaica, where the money goes, how does it help community? So maybe that might be a discussion for one night. But I do understand the frustration. But this is corporate. This is corporate world sports. I mean, they're in it to make money, and what they've found is a gold mine in this shirt. Considering what they launched last year, I go in the shops and show you a lot on my videos, all of the stuff that's on sale there. Last year's stuff was atrocious. It just was going nowhere. And this is now the fastest selling shirt that they've had ever. I went in and spoke to Clive and one of the managers. None of the shirts have ever sold anywhere near in the capacity as this has. Not even that, but the black kit as well. As I said, I walked in there, I met Nay in the armory. Nay said, I'm just looking for a black shirt for a friend of mine. Couldn't find one for love or money. So it's just the nature of the black shirts and the Jamaican shirts. That theme seems to, and we can use the pink as well because they've been trying to get the pink shirts for 8 years. Maria Keaton, breast cancer charity, as you guys know, something that my company's worked hard with a lot. They've been asking for these things for years, and it's only now that it's been approved. So imagine the process you have to go through to get something like this approved, and then going back to the Ajax top where it was not approved and the team launched it anyway. And then they ended up pulling it, which I thought is a real embarrassment, especially for the Marley family.
It wasn't pulled completely. All that happened was the team don't play with it, but the supporters can.
Yeah.
So I have decided, because I was going to buy one, not to buy one. I have decided I'm not spending my money to give to Adidas when my country is being exploited and they're not benefiting. I'm sorry. The more I think about this, the more upset I get. Like, this is ludicrous. Like, do people really realize it? It's like reparation. So I spend all my time. It's like all my time building up your country. You take all of it. You tell me, you know what? You should be happy you're here.
All right, guys.
You're rich.
It's a different argument. I agree with you on that, but because this is
crazy.
This is not that. So to make it political is something that I'm kind of not willing to do because I know that discussion can go on for a whole night.
Everything is political. Everything is political.
Well, I think that's
Shevchenko, what's his name? Just won the heavyweight championship. He talk about Ukraine all the time. Everything is political.
Yeah.
This concept about dividing sports and politics, no, everything is political.
So, guys, let me do my player rating. So, I'm going to go with Ramsdale. I'm going to give him, if I can find it here. What's going on? Hold on a second. Ramsdale, where are you?
7.5 for Ben White. Hey, told you need glasses.
Where is it? Oh, here we go. So, Ramsdale, I'm going to give him a 6. He made 2 big saves in the second half. He really was tested. Could he done better with the Mitrovic goal? Maybe, but it was a good finish from Mitrovic. You got to give Fulham credit. And Mitrovic, which, quite frankly, this season, I've been showing everybody the mirror of abyss because everybody's been dogging out Fulham. Everyone's been dogging out Mitrovic. And all they've been showing you is that, some of these fans have no idea about the Premiership. We did the preview show here on Thursday. I had a full panel with me and none of them was giving Fulham any respect. And I was just sitting in the back going, after all these years, you guys still don't understand what the Premier League is all about. It's the hardest league in the world. You go in there.
But Apollo, can I counter that? Because let's be honest. First half, Arsenal had 75% possession.
So? What does that mean? It doesn't mean anything.
We should have taken advantage of that and put this team out of sight.
If you go back to the preview, on Thursday, I did the whole thing on Fulham. I said they only have 38% possession, the lowest in the league. That's their style of play. They allow you to have all the possession and then they beat you up where they can in the midfield. And then Mitrovic gets you one-on-one. It's a theme that works for them. And they're going to survive in the Premier League with it. They came out in week 1 and obliterated Liverpool in the midfield. They completely obliterated them. Then I talked about what happened against Brentford. And all I heard everybody say was, Arsenal are going to win 4-0 and 5-0. I'm like, what? We got no respect for this league. This league has a way of humbling the pleasant man. It does.
Okay,
and
so
today,
again, can I retort to that point? Because when we made those assumptions, we were assuming Zinchenko and Partey would have been playing. Because I have no doubt. I have absolutely zero doubt in my mind that if Zinchenko and Partey play, then we win that game 4-0.
Yeah, I wouldn't say 4-0, but I would say comfortably.
We gave away 1 silly goal and we scored 2. So what you're saying is that really and truly that with those 2 players where our performances dropped so significantly, look at your grades. Yeah, because for the first 3 weeks, those grades were not being seen by our team. So our performances dropped today, and guess why? Because 2 players are missing. So when we say we should take Fulham to the sword and score 4 or 5, yeah, Liverpool scored 9 today. 9.
And what did they do against Fulham? Exactly.
They should.
I watched the Liverpool Fulham game. I thought Fulham did really well in that game because what they did was they pressed. Today, they tried to press initially. They backed off. I'm not sure what they were doing today, frankly. Because the game I saw against Liverpool wasn't what they played against us today. Having said that, I thought we were beautifully well poised in the first half and playing the ball really well in the first half. And that's why we sort of dominated more than what they were doing. But I can't agree with Paul about the midfield because Fulham weren't in the game today.
No, Fulham worked incredibly hard today, especially in the first half.
They may have worked hard, but they weren't in the game. Yeah. I mean, we had so much possession.
Because
Odegaard had so much
time.
Yeah, Odegaard had so much time on the ball.
So, guys,
I wasn't impressed with Fulham today. I wasn't impressed.
Yeah, that's how they play. If you look at their stats, they are the lowest possession team. And
I know they are, but yeah.
So, and that's how they're going to be all season long. And is it going to be enough to make them safe? I think it is, because I think that their midfield is strong. I think they have a heck of a striker. He's for me, he's got all them traits that you love in Giroud. But he's just got a little bit more meat on the bone.
He's a good player.
Yeah,
he's a good player. And he's scoring almost a goal a game. So
yeah. So I'm going to give Ben White for me gets a 7.5. I thought in the second half he was absolutely fantastic. And when I see how poor Saka was in the game, second half he started to push up and give that little bit more support on the right that we wasn't getting. He got forward effectively in his runs. He didn't put a foot wrong defensively as well. He covered his way defensively. He played a total game today. Not enough credit has gone out to this player this season, and I'm going to make sure it comes from me. So I thought Ben White did so well today. Saliba, I'm going to give Saliba a 7. Saliba has had, I think this is his lowest grade of the season, and yet he wasn't hugely involved today. It's almost like that they were going away from him because he was so secure in his position, in his footwork, in his ball playing. I mean, this guy, I still can't believe he's 21 years old. And I know he got the assist for the goal today, but I don't think he knew that much about it because the ball was bobbling around everywhere. They had to go. I know they went VAR for.
I'm totally.
So Tony, can you pull up Saliba's stats? I thought he had the most touches on the field.
Yeah. This is why I'm totally confused by your stats, Apollo. I really don't understand how you give Saliba only 7. And I can clearly see you've given Martinelli 7. I just don't get it.
Martinelli, Martinelli. Martinelli gets a 7 as well.
Who can't cross the ball? Who can't cross the ball, by the way?
Yeah, I know. That's why he gets a 7. He's wasteful. Martinelli's wasteful.
But yet, Saliba did not put a single foot wrong. 102 touches, the most of any player in the entire team. Did not put a touch wrong. He gets an assist for a goal. Would have had a clean sheet.
Which he didn't know much about, by the way.
Would have had a clean sheet had it not been for the fool next to him. Yeah. I
thought he had a solid game, so he gets a 7. Gabriel, wow. Look, Gabriel was struggling today. What he did in terms of the scramble is something that they told not to do. You can see the early signs from it. When teams understand that you're not comfortable on the ball, they will press the hell out of you. And normally they don't do that because these guys are a little bit offshore. But there's something about him this season that doesn't make him look as solid or as reliable as Saliba. He seems to be second-guessing what he's doing. And when someone does that in this league, you're going to get punished. But the redemption.
Paul, I'm going to say two things on that. I know your time was 2 things. One is it was a bad ball that he got. Anybody plays the ball
Saka
in the air over the top for you to control it. And secondly, he had enough time to get rid of the ball.
Yeah, I know. And because I was going to mention the bad ball from Saka, but he still had enough time to get rid of it. But he chose to dilly-dally with the ball at his feet. So I'm going to give him a 6, guys. I know he scored the winner, but I didn't think he had a good game today. Tierney, I'm being generous giving Tierney a 5. I thought he was poor. And I thought the difference between Zinchenko and him is night and day. It really is. And you have to look at what Zinchenko gives you as he goes up in to support the team in the final third. And we didn't have that today. It was left a lot on Xhaka and Tierney to cover that left-hand side, and both of them couldn't do it. They didn't have the poise, the intelligence, the ball-playing skills. Xhaka could give the ball away 3 or 4 times today. I mean, Tierney didn't push up and make himself a viable option in the final third, like at all. And maybe a lot of that is due to fitness. When was the last time that Kieran Tierney started a game for Arsenal? I can't even tell you. So obviously, he wasn't match fit. But I thought today his ball placement was a little bit negative. I thought it was a little bit in terms of him not being progressive enough with the ball. And there was 2 passes. There was 2 passes.
The last game he started, just so you're aware, was the Orlando game.
No, I'm talking about competitive game. Competitive.
Yeah. Well,
so there's 2 balls that he placed over, which went nowhere. The one went out of bounds, and I thought that was so wasteful. So, he's lucky today because he was a 4 performance. But I don't want to be too hard on the kid, so I'm going to give him a 5. The midfield, I'm going to give El Nene a 6. I thought El Nene was very steady and tidy. We were clapping with his one-touch football. He was so tidy, guys. I mean, sometimes when we were in trouble, we were getting pressed and rushed. Just that one-touch passing, the accuracy of the passes, the thinking behind where the ball's going to go, just really nice to see, not giving the ball away. But
we thought he was Ramsdale. We thought he was Saliba or Ramsdale.
But the disappointment today. But the disappointment today was that he just lacked imagination going forward. That was the only thing that was missing.
No, we thought he was the Titanic today. He couldn't turn.
Xhaka for me today, guys, gets a 5. He reverted back into the deeper role before the game when I was talking about the team sheet. Part of my problem is that this team is very effective in a single pivot with Thomas Partey. But when you revert back to the double pivot, these guys can't get it done. The combination of Xhaka and Elneny doesn't work. And today you got to see why. Two men cannot replicate what Partey does in the middle of the park. And Xhaka reverted back into a deeper role today. And there were times that he was just hit and miss. And you can see how effective Zinchenko is in that position in regards to what we've got with Xhaka. It looked like the midfield of old. It looked like last year's team. And that wasn't comfortable at all. It wasn't filling me with any gratification watching these guys play in the midfield at all. So I didn't think that he did well today. And for the second half, as I said, he was barely involved in what was going on in the second half. Odegaard, I thought, was immense today. His mindset from the first few games, in terms of him being an authoritarian figure on the field, getting more involved, pulling the trigger where he needs to, he galvanized the Gunners today. It just conducting play superbly. His touches were absolute magic. It was such a performance from Odegaard today, absolutely mesmerizing. Everything that this guy is all about. The last 2 games shows how much he's got involved. He's Arsenal's top scorer now with 3 goals. But you can't measure, it's not the goals, guys. It's what he does behind that in the build-up play that really impresses me. Saka today, guys, I'm going to give Saka a 4.5. He's his second 4 this season. I was begging for him to be substituted at half-time. And I think that that's the reason why Arteta's grade gets a 7. Because when you see that your player's struggling like that, you've got to do something. Surely you'll get more from Pablo Vieira or Smith Rowe or somebody. Surely somebody you're going to get more than what he's given you. He's devoid of confidence. He's not running at defenders. He's in 2 minds what to do when he gets the ball, which leads to him losing possession. It's just all over the place. And it doesn't look to me like he's found his form this season. And when that happens, you don't leave a player on the field to compromise your team in a situation where you got to win the game. So I think it was the wrong thing to do to keep him on the field today. He had a one-on-one with the goalkeeper just at the beginning of the second half where I thought, this is your time. This is it, bro. This is going to give you the confidence. And actually, I think it was a good save by Bernd Leno. So, credit to him for that. Also, credit to Saka for the opening goal as well. The speed that he turned and moved the ball forward. I thought some credit had to go to Saka for that. But I think his overall play was poor. And I think the manager at halftime, and I said this to the people in the stands and in my halftime talk on the video, I think that at halftime we should have put Martinelli on the right. We should have put Jesus on the left and Nketiah in the middle. And as soon as Nketiah came on, the game just came to life. Nketiah was a massive bright spark of what everything we did going forward did today. But Jesus, I thought Jesus wasn't as involved today as he could have been. I thought he did the little things well. He's positioning. One time I saw him in Saka's position wide right. And what that does is tells you is you got no faith in Saka at all. If you're having to run all the way to his side to make something happen, that means you don't trust the guy who's playing in that position. And I thought that tells you a lot about Saka today when you say Jesus running over to the right-hand side trying to make something happen. It really says a lot about what Saka's not doing in the team at the moment. But look, I get Arteta is trying to bring Saka to life. There was one time where he actually switched Saka and Martinelli. He switched sides. I mentioned it in your stream today, Tony, when they switched them, but it didn't work because all it did was make Saka was still ineffective on the left, and what it did was made Martinelli ineffective on the right. So instead of having one ineffective wingers, you then ended up with 2. So Arteta switched it straight back, and then at that point, I thought you still didn't sub Saka off the field. So I think Arteta kind of missed the boat there. I think he should have subbed him off. At some point, you've got to say, it's not your day today, lad. Come off the field. Martinelli, I thought today, guys, Martinelli was, I thought he was threatening in one-on-one situations, but I thought his delivery was woeful. His final ball, just nowhere. In terms of creativity, but you've got to give it the guy the heart, and he won 3 balls back today, I thought, which he lost, and that's very important. When you lose a ball, I remember when Ozil used to lose possession and he used to throw his hands up in the air. When this guy loses possession, he runs back to try and win it back, and I do like that in his game. But I thought his end product today wasn't up to what we would expected, and all these little things played a part in why we struggled today. But mainly, not having Thomas Partey in transitional play to Odegaard was a key factor. Not having Zinchenko's intelligence on the ball in the final third, instead of Xhaka, is something we massively missed today. And as I said, you could see the overall team performance felt like we were watching Arsenal of last year. It really did. So look, I hope that these injuries aren't going to impact this team moving forward. The games are coming in thick and fast now. We play midweek. But look, we got out of jail today. In the preview, I tried to say to you guys that this league is not as easy as you think it is, and these games are going to be tough. And you had so many results. The Chelsea getting beaten by Leeds, what Fulham have done, what Nottingham Forest have done. They're there for us to all see. So to think that we're going to walk into every game and just walk all over teams like that, it just isn't going to happen. And today, there's two things that impressed me. One was the character in the team, and second was just how immense the fans are in the stadium. I mean, the team feeds off that. The fans in the stadium, I cannot give these guys any more respect than what I'm giving now. The fan support, if you can't get a ticket to get into the game, it's a real shame. The support inside the stadium is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And the players are feeding off that, and I think it can only be good moving forward.
I said this earlier. I mean, Arsenal have got to make hay while this wave of good feeling is in, because it's going to get dark at some point. I can feel it. Me, I always look on like the side that, what happens if X goes wrong? And it will. Something will go wrong. We will see someone get a red card and the whole fan base turn on that player like nobody's business. Somebody will score an own goal. Somebody, what I mean? I'm sure if we hadn't brought the game back today, Gabriel would be getting stinkers.
That's an interesting question, because we know what happened to Saliba when he made a mistake and they clapped him.
No, that's different. They're different. They're two different situations.
And then Gabriel today made the mistake.
Was a mistake anybody could make. Gabriel's mistake is not a mistake anyone could make.
But they both made mistakes. And the point to Tony's statement there was the fans didn't get down on Gabriel today. And that was, and then obviously he redeemed himself because of it. But they didn't really get down on him today. So I wonder what would have happened, Tony, had we lost the game 1-0 because of that mistake. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's open to interpretation, what may happen if something like that works out.
One of the interesting things that I've noticed, I've been sort of just scouring Twitter land, because it does kind of give you a broad stroke of what the public think about players. And it looks like most people think Granit Xhaka has become an absolute asset to this team. There's a lot of positive praise in Twitter sphere. And
not everyone. There's a minority, including the person on your left, who doesn't think so.
Yeah, get him out of the team, man. Get Zinchenko in there. Listen, I told you guys, if Zinchenko's fit, Xhaka don't start. If Zinchenko's fit and he wants to
Xhaka starts every game regardless of who's there.
Yeah, if Zinchenko starts, if Tierney's fit and he's going to play Tierney, then Xhaka don't make the team for me. Hanayumi says Eddie Kruger changed again. He really did. And my only issue was, as I said, at halftime, he should have made the change then, and he didn't. And you come out and you think, okay, so he's probably had a word with the players at halftime. He's told Saka, he's put his arm around his shoulder and said, look, Saka, I know it's not happening for you, but I'm going to see how you get on. Yeah, I'm going to see how you guys get on. But the problem is that we conceded before anything really happened. So that was the problem. You thought Eddie changed. Yeah, that was the change that I was waiting for. Then it just took a little bit longer. Eddie got half an hour today, but what a difference he made. I mean, it surprises me people still have questions about Eddie Nketiah in the fan base. I know a lot of people now are supporting him, but it really surprises me when you see what he did today. He just looked like, a guy like that cannot be left on the bench. He's got so much goals in him. It's not even funny. So I honestly, at halftime, I would have put Martinelli on the right, taken Saka off, put Jesus on the left and put Eddie in the middle. We would have been so much better had he done that. But look, Arteta got away with it today, and the change is what made the difference. Do you think he'll rotate Wednesday or still? That's a difficult one because nobody really wants him to change anything. But he was forced into that change today, and we didn't look as good as we did before. So I think as when Zinchenko came in and Thomas Partey, I think you've got to manage those injuries. It's imperative that you take injuries more serious. And if a player cannot be overplayed and a player cannot be chanced on if they're only 70% fit, now you've got the squad to rotate. So I think there will be some kind of rotation on Wednesday.
Do you have the squad? Do you have the squad? Because look at today, my friend.
What happened today, Tony? What do you mean?
Why, if you had the squad, why did Saka finish the game?
Well, I know you should. Well, that's the thing we're saying.
You don't have the squad, my friend.
Yeah, I think you do. I would have put Smith Rowe on there. I would have put Martinelli on the right.
Smith Rowe doesn't play in that wing position.
No, he plays on the left. I would have put Martinelli on the right and Smith Rowe on the left. Or I just would have stayed with the thing I said in terms of Martinelli on the right, Jesus on the left.
Smith Rowe ain't that winger, my friend. He ain't that guy. He plays where Xhaka plays. He plays where Odegaard plays.
But he plays wherever they tell him to play. He played a
He
lot.
doesn't really play where Xhaka plays, because he's not an 8.
He's not.
Yeah.
He's not an 8. He's a hybrid.
Yeah, I don't know what he is.
He's a hybrid 10-8.
Not a real 10, not an 8. He's not a wing. I don't know what he is.
But that's what
he's
a hybrid 10-8.
Yeah, he's because he defensively he's lacking.
But what he isn't is not a winger.
He's not.
They've been playing him there, Tony. They played him there quite a few times last season. They played him out on the left quite a few times last season.
No. There's a difference between I found myself on the left and I'm playing there all the time. Yeah, the guy doesn't stay on the wing. Yeah, Martinelli and Saka are wingers. They stay out on the flanks. They give team natural width. Emil Smith Rowe is cutting in. He's coming in the box. He's parading around a number of positions around the top of the pitch. Yeah, and causing havoc and scoring a goal on the end of it.
Tony,
he does a great job at what he does, but what he is not is I'm going to stick out on the left.
Tony, as I said, my first option is to put Martinelli on the right, Jesus on the left, and Nketiah in the middle. That's my first option. We still got Marquinhos. I thought we were going to see Marquinhos today.
What you just said is just moving players around. That isn't using a squad. You haven't got the squad options.
Yeah, I think you've got the squad.
Your option today was Marquinhos. And quite clearly, there's no confidence right there right now because that kid is too young and too wet behind the ears to be put into that situation.
Well, as I said, we've got to remember that Martinelli can play all across the front line, and he has for Brazil. He has played on the right for Arsenal before, and I know you're saying moving it around, but you're building a team with versatility. There's a lot of players who can play in a lot of positions in this team.
But when a player is not having a good game, like Martinelli and Saka both had poor games today, you didn't have an option.
Yeah, I wouldn't say Martinelli's game was as poor as Saka's. I thought Martinelli was average there. I wouldn't say he was poor, but I definitely would say Saka was poor. But I just think Martinelli had no end product. But everything else he did in the game, he did really well. And you want to see that because if a players are not happening for him, you still want to see them getting involved and still want to see them making things happen and still want to see them play. With Saka, it just wasn't happening for him today. Even in the little tiny things that you want a player to do well, it just wasn't happening for him. And I felt bad for him because I thought the manager's keeping him out there and everyone can see it. Everybody can see it. You'd have to be totally biased to say that Saka, didn't play well today or hasn't played well this season.
Tone, we won 2-1. Went behind 1-0 to a gaff by Gabriel Jesus. Gifted a goal to Alexander Mitrovic. And then got back with goals from Martin Odegaard and Gabriel himself. He scored the winner.
So, guys, I have to run. My final comments are this. We won again. Long may it continue.
Yeah, we're top of the league, Bertram. I hear you, man. And it feels amazing. Walking away from the game today and the fans outside of it, I was walking up to some people who was looking a little bit mopey, and I said, Guys, come on, cheer up. We won. We're top of the league. We're the only team with a 100% record. That's a fantastic place.
I think people want to win. They want to win with class. They want to win with routes against the low bottom teams. Because what they do is projecting forward and thinking, if we struggle with a Fulham, how are we going to look against the better team? So that's part of the whole equation, I think.
That's right. That's
Have a good weekend, guys.
All right, you too as well, guys. You too as well. All right, Tony, let's wrap it up, Tony.
So, enjoy the ride, guys. The closing comments from myself are that, it was a little bit of a frustrating game for me for the poor quality of some of our players. Most notably, the fact that the two guys that are missing make such a huge difference.
Yeah.
As I said, in my estimation, with the two players that were missing, if they play today, we win 4-0 because the game would have been totally different. And it's fair to say, to me, there are certain individuals in this team who perform better with those type of guys around them. Iron sharpens iron. So, listen, the crowd got behind the team. I'm glad. It's a good feeling right now being an Arsenal fan. I had a Tottenham fan chirping up at 1-0 down. It's like, yeah. Let me wait till the end of the game, then I'm going to hit you back with a nice win and shut you up. So it's always good to be able to shut up the noisy neighbours. But yeah, the hope is that those two players can come back. Obviously, most importantly is we have now got 4 days to get our business sorted. And it tells me, based on today, that we have to do business. We cannot go half a season, to at least the January transfer window without having the necessary backups who are ready to come in and perform when injuries happen to players, especially the ones who we know are injury prone.
So, guys, this is the Arsenal that we're happy to see. It's a winning mentality, solid performance, good team spirit. It was a really enjoyable game to watch today. But in terms of Martin Odegaard, who I said, I text Tony right at the end of the game when I was on my way home and said, Odegaard's my man of the match. And when I got in my car, I tuned into Sky Sports. And then Alan Smith said that Odegaard was his man of the match as well. So it's good to see that everybody can see what he's doing. I know he talks a lot. I mentioned in COVID, when the stadiums were empty, you could hear him screaming at Lacazette and Aubameyang and everyone else. But you have to be beginning to understand why he's the captain, because, his football does the talking. Yeah, and that's what you want to see. He runs more kilometers than anybody in the Arsenal team. He's our leading top scorer, and he's our most creative player. And here we are, guys. We're top of the league, and with the culture of the team is absolutely superb. And it's such, you appreciate times like this because they don't come all the time. Feeling like this as an Arsenal fan is something we ain't felt in a long time. And there's tough days ahead. Tony talked about it. It's not always going to be like this. There's going to be some dark days ahead. But just to understand that we're in it now to win it, and we're so competitive at the moment. Top of the league, 2 points ahead of Man City and Brighton. If Spurs win, then we're still 2 points ahead of them. And we've got a home game on Wednesday against Villa. We've got Man United away next weekend. That's always tough at Old Trafford. There's going to be some tough games coming up now. This is where it really gets hard, guys. Yeah, this is where you kind of earn your medals. So love today. I'm going to go home now, have a drink, a glass of wine, put my feet up, try and catch some replays of the Formula One, and then see how it goes. But always a pleasure, man. Always a pleasure, Tony.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
Excellent.
Everyone, have a lovely week.
Excellent. See you guys later, man. Nice one.